Hello. Oh, I think we're good. But this new plugin I got, we're not gonna start immediately. So anyone here, don't worry. Uh. Okay. Again, we're not gonna start immediately. I just figured I'd give. We're gonna give a little bit of time for people to come in, but I just wanted to figured I'd give us a chance to talk. You know, give everyone the opportunity to have a fun time chatting. Okay, think we're good. I downloaded you can see like this overlay here. I downloaded like the Streamlabs plugin for OBS because I thought there'd at least be some free overlays. There are basically none. Basically no free overlays. So I just downloaded this one somewhere else. But when I hit start streaming, like their Streamlabs thing came up, and I was like, "What? I don't wanna use Streamlabs for this. I just wanna Thank you, sample text for why the fuck. Oh man. Oh, the Streamlabs plugin ruined everything, man. Oh no. I should not have. Can I just disable it? I do not want the Streamlabs alerts going off, man. Oh, I should not. I don't even need this plugin anymore. I can't get rid of it. How do I? Oh, man. Alert box settings. I think I can disable them. But what's going on with you guys? You all excited for the Nonfon Awards? We have people vote. Not that many people. Only like 20. I think 22 people is the final thing. But you know what? That's good enough, okay? Listen, realistically, I didn't even think we are going to get that high. What, dude? I don't know if there's anything I can do. No cum awards, real. Real Malibu, real. I don't know. Can't really make the chat bigger because otherwise longer messages are going to be cut out. Here we go. Okay. I'm fairly certain. Now if someone follows, it won't just, it won't have two alerts. Don't worry, you know how I'll know when, I'll know when like a Carter or someone is here because they'll unfollow and refollow. Do you listen to audiobooks? Not really. Anti-Israel QR codes in New York City offer free Oh, I saw this, yeah. I saw this on Reddit, I think. To be honest, I think she should be nominated for the Rudiest Tooniest Commentator Award or Commenter Award. I should have had an award for that. You know what, Brad House? I didn't make an award for this, but you are like basically the most consistent commenter in my videos, I think. Localist can take inspiration from it. Well, Localist doesn't comment on the YouTube videos. Only Brad House comments on the YouTube videos. Such a household will have a YouTube account? What do you mean? Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I kind of do know what you mean, because like, oops, all these other people, okay, can just stream all the time because they don't have to edit their videos, bro. Gibbs doesn't edit videos. I guess Pentuple has some stuff. Wick doesn't edit any of his videos, even though Wick could make a killing if he edited his videos or just paid someone. I don't know why Wick doesn't just pay someone to edit his videos, because like they would do well. I don't know why he doesn't do it. Destiny's like Destiny obviously has the editor because he's super big. Maybe Wick would be like 20% bigger if he edited his videos now. He'd get to there. But yeah, they stream all these other Casey and OK, the boss, I guess technically has a YouTube channel. The boss, before Putin took him, did start finally multi-streaming and everything. But yeah. Took him a while though. Well, we wait for more people to flow in. What's up very much, Velma? Welcome back. We gotta at least get most of the nominees here. Right? Are the mods here? Mods, type something if you're here. Because there is a best mod award. You guys didn't vote on that because you guys don't have the information to vote on who the best mod is. I'm actually considering streaming on YouTube. They pay pretty freaking good for those live streams. Yeah, they did. I mean, I don't know. I think my ad revenue is a little bit inflated. All this guy does is stream real. Because like I've only ever streamed in like December, which is like the best month for for ad revenue. So we'll see after after Christmas is over how much we get how ad revenue we're still getting. I can make 10-minute live stream, and then I can with the 10,000. I'll make more in a 10-minute live stream than with the 10,000 short review. Yeah, shorts don't pay anything. UAE to Bangladesh. So India. I'm secretly not here. Oh, okay. Good to know, Tiki Tac. Where's Kai? Where is Kaio and Josh and Ness? They need to be here too. They're the mods. And my loyal chatters. Copeland OK and Localist. They need to be here too. Well, sometimes Localist comes in late. I don't know if we'll be here in time. Fuck, I don't know. Saudi Arabia. And then Iraq, Iran. Pakistan. Easiest game of my life. Trivia round. Okay. This is India. This is Saudi Arabia. This is Iran. This is Pakistan. Oh, sorry, that's Iraq. This is Iran, I think. I think this is right. I have two wrong. Is it Iran and the UAE? Okay, no. Wait, what's wrong? That's in India. That's Saudi Arabia. Oh, shit, I'm dumb. Wait, okay. LGBTQ people justify to create their own self-ruling states that exclude hetero and cis people because of the oppression they suffer? No. Iran, Pakistan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, India, UAE. This isn't right? Oh, this is right. Okay, never mind. I'm a genius. I'm goated. Knew the whole time. Does anyone call you no fun yet? No, people, and you know, people say non-fan a lot. Non-fan, non-fron. Even Isaac. Call me non-fan the first time we talk. You can see, go to his, we go to his channel. Why are you justifying Israeli Jews do it? Because I don't like Jews. Jews have not had a good history when it comes to being a minority in Arab nations. So I think to be clear, Malibu, I don't know if you heard me say this before. I don't really know if Israel was like justified in setting itself up in the first place. But now that it is here, I don't know like why we would like say Israeli Jews, you are insanely dishonest. I'm telling you in my honest opinion. Israeli Jews or Jews in general have never had a good experience being a minority in an Arab nation. Gays are better treated than Jews in Arab minority nations historically? Yes? They haven't had a very good history in the U.S. That's true, but there's never been as far as I know, there's never been a pogrom from the U.S. of gay people. You losing it? Okay. Malibu, just to be clear, you would be fine with Jews being a minority in an Arab Palestine, right? That's what you're saying. Could you define what you just said? Jews were... Oh, what's up, Crypto Decay? Welcome. Jews were treated better in Arab countries than in Europe, especially pre-48. Well, I mean, I guess there was the Holocaust, you know, pre-48, right? But there's been multiple pogroms of Jewish people from Arab nations, right? Malibu, just... I need the words to come out of your mouth that you would be okay with Jews being a minority in a singular Palestinian state. I need those words to come out of your mouth. Because I essentially take that as a reductio. But I think it'd be faster. Why is the position of each side to act like they never actually did anything wrong? I don't know, man. Israel. Did you know that HRC claimed a state of emergency because LGBTQ people are leaving America in droves? Are LGBTQ people leaving America in droves the same way that Jewish people had to flee Arab nations? No, these are not equivalent, dude. Like I'm sorry, gay people leaving because like Donald Trump got elected or whatever, like is nowhere near. I know problems if Jewish ruled themselves, communities they were living in Palestine without Kuwait. I need to hear the words come out of your mouth, Malibu. Yes or no? Would you be okay with Jewish people being a minority in the Arab Palestinian state? Yes or no? This was pre-election? Why then? Declares a state of national emergency for LGBTQ people. Many cases, they're resulting in violence, blah, 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 blah. Flee their homes in search of... This is safe... When it says safer states, this isn't leaving the U.S. This is moving from red states to blue states, right? Bro, fucking kill me. I love modern Fortnite. Oh, part of moving states. I highly doubt LGBTQ people leaving America. They aren't going to leave their cushy engineering jobs. Yeah, this is moving from like red states to, which is like, you know, whatever. Like if you're trans and like they ban, you know, whatever gender affirming care, even for adults, which I don't know how many states have done that. I don't know if any states have done it actually. Then like it makes sense for you to leave states, but like. I think pre-48 is the Jews being insanely strategic and intelligent, Arabs not being competent, true, and losing a result. They had help from the British, though. Okay, they were able to weaponize the British. All right, seems like there's a decent amount of people here. Are we ready? Are we cool? Disproportionately affected by poverty, especially LGBT people of color. I mean, they would have less of an ability to flee states than right. The Arabs could have weaponized the British after the white paper would have missed that opportunity. That's true. Like, yeah, some sort of stat would get discriminated because of that. Okay. Guys, someone drop a 20 right now. I need the Skibidi Toilet Fortnite back bling. Cannot believe this shit is in the game now. Okay. Okay, we ready, people? Are we ready, people? Are we ready? We good? Think we're good. You guys have had 15 minutes. Think we're good, right? We're good? Hello? What's up, chat? Bro, I cannot believe my mods aren't even here, right? Mods, you guys here? They're not even here. They're not even here. They're gonna miss their own awards. You guys are better than my own fucking mods. Okay. What's up, Bert Stein? Welcome back. Ah, Zach's here at least. Don't worry. I support a federal secular state in the... Oh, shit, I didn't think...
Have a $20, but Fortnite sucks.
Thank you, Tiki Tax, for the $20 donation so I can buy Fortnite Skibidi Toilet.
Yippee! This only for Antrac gay behavior, which I'm enabling.
For whatever reason, that donation thing is behind, but okay. It like reads the message from the last donation. So the next time someone donates, it'll read what you just sent, but okay. There is one TTS that works, apparently. I don't know. We'll fix that later. Oh, fuck. I guess I do have the goal. Oh, fucking hell. You know what? It's the Nonfon Awards, okay? It's only right. It's only right. Okay. For the Nonfon Awards. I guess we'll do this shit again. FemFon, here we go. Huge stream. Yep. Oops, I forgot about that. Shit I do for you guys, chat. Bro, that shit ready. How about you pay, dude? If you pay $50 to not wear the dress, I would gladly not wear it. Don't you wear it? You could pay me $10 to not. I mean, wait, no. You have to drop the 50 for me to not wear it. Because I love wearing it so much. This is the true non-fun expression here. Okay. Welcome, everyone. $50 to not wear anything. I don't know how much Twitch would like that one. Welcome, everyone, to the Nonfon Awards 2024. Okay. This is the we did do awards right after I got Twitch affiliate, but you know I only started seriously. Okay, thank you, Tiki Tac, for the $50 donation, so I don't have to wear this shit.
Have a $20, but Fortnite sucks.
Yeah, see how one of the TTSs is one behind? I'll fix that after the stream. I don't know what's on. Okay, we don't have to wear this shit anymore. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. All right. I appreciate it, buddy. That's why Tiki Tac's a real one, and he's the true. Hold on, I need to make a new award real quick. But listen, the goal is still $10 up there. Thank you for the gifted sub, Bert Stein. I appreciate it. Oh, you gifted it the sample text. Hell yeah. Okay. You know, I only started streaming like this year. Okay, this is, you know, it's been I mean, I've been streaming to some degree forever, like literally since I was like fucking 6 years old or whatever. Listen, okay, we still have the $10 goal. If someone drops $10, and I can count the gifted sub towards 5 of that $10, then like we'll put it on again. Okay, they will have the donation war. All right. It's gone way. This streaming journey has been pretty successful, so far at least. I think I found like my first grade journal. I said I put the gift at a 5, but I found like my first grade journal, and like it was like, oh, you know, whatever, I want to be a YouTuber or whatever, and it was like, you know what, I kind of did it. I kind of accomplished my dreams though. Oh wait, no, hold on, no, I'm thinking of something hold on, it's way stupider. Yeah, so I made this all about me project in like my freshman year or whatever. First grade. No, you see, to be clear, I have wanted to be a YouTuber like since I was in first grade or kindergarten or whatever. But also my freshman year of high school, I made this really stupid all about me PowerPoint presentation, and in it I wrote, I want to be a YouTuber like my favorite streamer, Pokimane. And with all the this is ironic. Okay, how old are you? Older than PPG? I'm 19, so this is way less wholesome than I thought. But okay, but it's still wholesome. I have wanted to be a YouTuber forever. Look at this is can someone, I don't know if I still have the all about me presentation. Maybe I'll try to find it and then we can go through it afterwards. Oh my god. Okay. Guess we're doing this a lot. But you know, we'll still count it as wholesome. You guys are helping Nonfon accomplish his dream. You should all be proud. Starting with the award that none of you guys voted for, because only I have input on, is the best mod award. All right. All my mods who help out occasionally. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the all about me. We'll go that in a second. Oops, whatever. First up, we got Dolphin Zero, Josh. You know, he's not here that often. He also likes anime, and that counts against him. You know, we can also see this is his Twitch recap. I'm not even his most watched. He has 32 hours on this fucking VTuber girl or something or whatever, and he only has 26 hours of me. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Next up, we got Ness. I don't even think Ness is here right now. Here when they wanna be. They did buy me this awesome Evil Morty shirt though. So there is that. Next up, we got Piglord17. We got Zach, the only mod actually here right now. What do you mean, what the fuck? He's here sometimes. Constantly redeems and then refunds his own channel points. As a good mod should, of course. He is a Nonfon OG. He is like the most OG of the Nonfon OGs. Okay. We can see he has 50 hours watching me. I was his most watched channel on Twitch. But see, prominent example right here. He's just gonna refund that 1,000 channel points. Next up, Emerald C64, aka Kyle. He's here quite often. I don't think he's here right now, which is kind of undermining my point a little bit. But he's here quite often, okay? Actually mods occasionally. Has actually banned a few people, I think, or like time people out and things. I'm pretty sure I remember him banning someone once. Gives actual content advice. However, is gay, at least allegedly. Can't confirm. I was by far his most watched. We have 276 hours on me, and then we have 9 on Pirate Software and 9 on Kaisanad and 6 on Evolve Jake and 4 on Healthy Gamer GG. I'm surprised for the amount of time this guy talks about Evolve Jake. Okay, I'm surprised Evolve Jake is not his number 1. So the winner shouldn't be surprised to anyone. It's Emerald C64. Of course it is. Of course it is. He's the only one of y'all that actually does your job. Okay, he's the only one. He's the only one. So shout out Emerald C64. Do I need to be using different pronouns now? Yeah, definitely. Next up, the first one y'all voted for. The best op. The best rigged, yeah, Zach. It's not rigged, I assure you. Anyway. Obviously, you guys voted on this one. Let's see our nominees. Check Discord. Yeah, you had 50 hours watching B2 NR. Don't worry. Rigged. You're not a mod. Any person who doesn't have Nonfon as their top watch is fake. Yeah, real. Fake fan, not even. Shouldn't even be here. Of course, Minar. OG op. Like, literally one of the first debates I had, because Minar just goes into random people's chats and screams at them to debate. Insane. Literally insane. I think he has schizophrenia. It's good content, though. Next up, we got Glenn. Cannot read. Glenn is incapable of reading. Don't know why he thinks he can debate people when he's incapable of reading. 1v1 me, bitch. Glenn, let's do it. 1v1. Actually, I shouldn't be challenging him to this while I'm in a fucking dress, okay? You know what? I will show up to the 1v1 debate in a dress, actually, okay? If it's what it takes, okay? He does give me views, though, okay? Minar barely gets me views, but Glenn has a little bit of name recognition. I can, because he was on that Jubilee video, I can clickbait him as being like the Jubilee guy, like Jubilee MAGA guy. Next up, PPG. Also cannot read, and it's also insane. Here we have a... Wait, can't hear? What do you mean he can't hear? Oh, shit, you know what? You guys can't hear. Hold on. It's better without the sound. No, I know why you guys can't hear. Hold on. Okay. You guys will be able to hear now.
This is like the problem with people like Destiny and people like Nonfon, dude, right? Nonfon will put out a statistic like, oh, what's the
Are we watching PPG? Welcome to the stream, McGilly. McGilla Derp.
Nonfon and
yes, we are. This is impression of me.
Have you looked at, like, the medium game, and, like, the medium is higher than it was in 1970, you know?
Right? He'll look at a statistic that shows that the stock market is great. That means equal to everybody should be happy. Right?
It's pretty
in
accurate.
reality,
You sound like
people can't afford rent. People can buy a house because of interest rates. People can buy a car because of interest rates. People can barely buy food because corporations are literally, deliberately price gouging, etc., etc.
You know, we chat mentioned this, so we'll watch this clip too. For I guess okay. Hold on. Oh, I can't. I forgot. Can I not? I can't like just play it in here. Whatever. It's a clip of him jerking off to. I did not mean to use Google Gemini. Clip of him, you know, jerking off to denims. It's a pretty go-to clip. Did I miss anything? Not quite yet. You missed a little localist. I gave the best mod to You weren't even a nominee for best mod because you suck and you barely mod. That's a pretty fire clip of him. He's also banned from Twitch now. Also, I don't know, chat, you mentioned the PPG versus whatever debate guy. Make it full screen, send in the core. I sent it in, like, literally general in Discord, don't worry. But,
This is like the
I
problem.
literally, yeah, real. I don't think you, well, because I think you've banned one person and it's been Kamala Harris. Tiki Tack, we've had a few debates of him by now. He's pretty good faith and smart. Provides content. Not enough for name recognition. He doesn't give views. Okay, the good faith, like intellectual workout debates. Okay, don't give views. We need screaming. We need yelling. You know who provides that to us? Pentuple. Really dumb. Terrified of me. He's terrified of me. He will not debate me. Pentuple, debate me without muting me this time. Do it, buddy. I will show up in this fucking dress, okay? And I will have the dress disadvantage. I'll do it. He won't do it. He's terrified. Terrified of me. Mutes me, as mentioned. Terrified of me. He did provide funny Twitter drama, though. We had like a whole day going back and forth on Twitter, man. We ended up drawing other people into it. We drew Gibbs into it. We drew Fabian Liberty into it. That's pretty fire. All right, you guys voted. All you guys voted. Well, not all you guys. A lot of you guys voted. Seems kind of gay, but so am I. And the winner goes to Manar. Manar pulled through. Manar pulled through. The OG up. Manar. Shout out. I don't know if Manar's watching right now. He could be. What do you mean rigged? You guys voted for this one. Manar had Allah on his side. Yeah, Manar did. Manar did. He came through. Moving on to the best ally of the stream. First off, we got the boss, obviously. He set up all the debate death matches. You know, that helped a lot in the early days. I say early days, but it was only like 3 months ago or whatever, right? Like, you know, this was all like this year still. Everything in my career was this year, right? He is now held hostage by Putin. Okay, they won't let him stream, but he's out. I know he's out there somewhere. Okay. Early days like this Tuesday. Okay, listen, okay. We learned a lot of those debates. Yeah, we learned, well, learn is a funny word. They were entertaining. Listen, I mean, like, again, everything in my career has only happened in this year. So if these are the early days, guys. Everyone here is the OG. Soon I will be up there with Destiny himself, okay? We'll have 1 million YouTube subs, and and I'll remember all you guys. Don't worry. But I mean, like, early days relative to now, right? Because obviously, like, you know, I moved on from the boss to, you know, like, hippy dippy, you know. Next up, we got Dylan Burns and Danabo, or / Danabo rather. They let me on hippy dippy. That got me like 100 YouTube subs. That was a bit. It was like from 800 to 900 YouTube subs. Was like all being on hippy dippy. That was fucking goated. Appreciate it. Yeah, they took me from they let me on the recruitment show because apparently Danabo had like seen a little bit of my stuff. And then they let me on the real show. On the real show, they let me talk to who did I talk to there? That was big. I guess Cam Higbee. Yeah. The big connections as well. I think Cam Higbee. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cam Higbee's on my friends list now. So we have that. Some of the other people, like Pentuple, did not accept my friend request because they're scared. Really, it's just Pentuple that's scared. Next up, we have Sample Text. Of course. OG ally. Been there since day one. What's up, Hollow Husk? Welcome. Your mom. Real. Been here since day one. Okay. Helped a lot with their like early Israel debate stuff. Knows knows quite a bit of stuff about Israel and econ. He's a bit of a master debater. We need an award for your cat. Kid, that's a award I should have. I would have had my cat versus Sample's cat, and I would have just given it to myself. I would not have let you guys vote. Would have just given it to my cat. A master, yeah, he's a master debater, bro. Duh. Joins VC, gives me free content. Free content. He's in here just about every day. Okay, or well, just about every time I stream. And he's like, you heard this new epic econ paper thing? And funny memes. He's got funny memes. You guys don't see the Instagram reels he sends me, but they're funny. Or the DMs. There's funny memes in the DMs too, don't worry. Sometimes we even have funny memes on stream, don't worry. Content about graping cows. I mean, you make fun of it, but that's what people want to see in, or that's the content people want to see. Bestiality, zoophilia debates. That's what get. Don't worry, that's what get views, man. What is grape? Localists do not know the TikTok language. Next up, we have Isaac. Of course. Joins VC for content sometimes. Okay, he kind of stopped streaming, but you know, not fun. OG ally used to stream. I think he reached out to me and said, he reached out to me after like the first Minar debate, so he's a little bit less OG than Minar technically, but you know, he's an actual ally. Okay, so we have that. Yeah, joins VC for content, runs his own podcast now. That's just pretty cool. I do watch it occasionally, Isaac. Don't worry. Yeah. And the winner, you guys voted. You guys chose, okay? Everyone voted. And the winner goes to Sample Text. Of course it does. Congratulations, Sample. I already told him we want to get Zid. He had to go to bed. I vote the guy with the boner. It's Isaac. This is real, by the way. This is he did a subathon. This is real. Okay. What do you mean rigged? You guys voted. It's not rigged. Well, you guys had the opportunity to vote, okay? By the way, this is real. Do not let Isaac convince you this is fake. This is a real picture. He was doing a subathon, and while he was sleeping, he got a really fucking hard boner, okay? Yeah. So this is real. And Sample Text won. You guys voted. Sample Text pulled through. Chat, I'm the best chatter. I show up 3 times a year. Welcome, Game Boy. Maybe next year, Game Boy. Speaking of best chatters, we are now on to our best chatters for the nominees. All right. We have Copeland, okay? Copeland, okay. He's here pretty often. He's pretty based, okay? Next up, we have Localist Party. He's here a lot of time. A lot for some reason. How am I not nominated? I don't think you got as much time as these people. He is really fucking stupid. And next, we have Ophelia. Ophelia is here sometimes. She kind of abandoned me. 1v1 me on topic of my Oh, Glenn is here. What's up, Glenn? Glenn, I was saying a topic of my choosing. I don't know what topic would you want? There are topics I would agree to do of your choosing, but if Localist wins, I'm gonna go. Ophelia, she's here sometimes. She kind of abandoned me once I got like more than 3 average viewers. But okay, importantly though, she gave me the connections early on, okay? She invited me to that neutral water server and that springboard. All of this, okay? Should have AFK'd 100 hours to get a nomination. Exactly. And the winner. You guys voted, okay? You guys voted. This was not up to me. Not up to me. It was you guys who voted. And we have to me this was a surprise. But maybe it shouldn't have been. Localist Party won, despite the alleged voter fraud taking place by Game Boy 4. Super rigged. Mass voter. There's no what do you mean insurrection? You voted for a localist? Okay. It's not Jan 6. Hollis not even nominated. Gave this guy's first. This is best chatter. Okay, the people who chat the most. Okay. This was a free and fair election. There is no outcome determinative fraud found. Okay, nothing outcome determinative. All right. There are no mail-in ballots. But I don't know if you guys know, you could have actually done the survey twice. I like for Google Forms, like you can enable it to only do it once, but then you have to sign in, and I don't really care that much. So I did. You guys technically could have done it twice. You could have done fraud. I'm just letting you know there was the potential for fraud. As far as I know, that did not really happen, but it was possible. There's a lot of Russian interference. I did it 4 times. I don't know if we're joking anymore. I don't think I don't think localists would have won if there was this type of voter fraud. Are people really like who is? Yes, how many votes? I mean, I can pull up the form if you guys want, like to see the results exactly. For best op, we had 22 responses. There's things there. For best ally, we had these. Best chatter, you can see was split relatively evenly. I don't want to leak that one yet. As far as I know, 100% of Russian votes went to local. Oh man. So I mean, like localists, his margins here were relatively big. I don't know. There would have had to been some serious voter fraud to change this, right? Like localists are rigged. No evidence of rigging. All right, best debate. You dominated. Yeah, apparently. First up, Hippy Dippy. By the way, I don't say I only have the low quality versions of my thumbnail. I delete my old videos, and now I only have the low quality versions of the thumbnails or whatever. But thank you for all my supporters. Unfortunately, I'm gay. Damn. You can't do shit nowadays. I mean, I can't believe America is still this homophobic. Is that Hake in a thumbnail? Yeah, that is Hake. I've talked to Hake. Hake actually accepted my friend request, unlike Pentuple, who's scared and didn't. It's a bitch, and it's afraid of me. Get fucked. Anyway. It was a very important, obviously. It was fun. Destroyed MAGA. Destroyed them. Absolutely owned. Destroyed. Okay, they had nothing. They had nothing. No good points. Okay, I mean, the points I contributed with, they had no good points. They did. Thanks for the fart and arc. Listen. They did it. They talked about abortion, some specific cases of abortion that I just did, or deaths supposedly caused by abortion bans, and I just didn't know the specifics of it, so I didn't contribute there. On the points I did contribute to, absolutely destroyed, eaten up. It's not rigged. There's no. It's not.
I can imagine what
I was voted out early on, though. Unfortunately, thanks, localist. Unfortunately, rigged. This was a real rigged vote. Okay, you guys are complaining about rigging. You want to know the real rigged vote was this hippy dippy vote, because I have 10 viewers and everyone else there has 200 viewers. Okay, so what do you think is gonna happen? Everyone else there. Why can't I redeem twerk break? I think I have it turned off because I just don't. The stream deck's broken. This was the real rigged debate vote. I'm the new guy there, so I'm already at a disadvantage. And 2, I have a major viewer deficit. Okay. This was the real rigged vote, rigged against me. Okay. Next up, we have Glenn / the Tim Hale J6 panel. Talked to actual neo-Nazi rioter Tim Hale. That was interesting. Didn't know he was. I knew he was at the riot because they told me, but I didn't know he was dressing up as Hitler. While I was talking to him, I knew the most there by far. It was easy. Absolutely destroy the people on that one. Jubilee guy, pretty respectful, pretty extensive. It was I think it was a 3-hour conversation. And it's a cool dude. Not only did he know a decent amount, he was respectful the whole time. He's like cool to talk to, and he was on Jubilee, which makes him important. Okay, this video did underperform though. Okay, I was expecting this is a good debate with a cool person. I was expecting to get like 1,000 views in this video. It got like 150. Okay, everyone needs to go run this video up afterwards. Next up, we have the process tariff panel. It was insanely heated. It was a sample text team up debate, our favorite ally here, sample text. And we destroyed them. We destroyed them. Common good faith debate, Al, yet again. Yeah, I think this debate got way more views than I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't bad faith. It was just it was not respectful or whatever. We also have the first Manar Israel debate. You want to hear about the about bad faith and about heated debates. Oh boy, was this one. You lose tariffs, real. Oh man, this was this was a doozy. It was long. It was like 3 hours long. It was heated. We were yelling a lot. Manar didn't know anything. Manar still doesn't know anything. At least I don't think so. You know, I don't see any evidence that he learned anything more. But it was fun. Okay, I enjoyed it, and it was helpful early on to you know, learn how to epically debate. I remember this day. Okay, because I had I set up 2 Israel debates for this same day. Okay, and I was worried because I didn't there was like research I wanted to do that I didn't do. I forget exactly what I wanted to do or wanted to read, but I didn't do it. I was just lazy, and I was like, oh no, fuck, they might know more than me. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course I don't know. Manar doesn't know anything. Why was I thinking he knows more than me? Add channel point redeemed for push-ups. I'm not gonna add, dude. I'm push-ups. Do you see these arms? I'm not doing push-ups with these arms for channel points. Okay, I need bits for that. I need dollars, dollar bills. Okay. I don't see the 2 drunk Russian debate where you were playing Smash. That would have won easily. That one didn't do super well, but yeah, true. Guess you need to build them. You need protein. I got enough protein. Next up, we have the Trash Panda. Just do girl push-ups. What are girl push-ups? Nah, Malibu. I don't know what your obsession is with me needing more protein or whatever. You may as well. You're already wearing a dress, real. Why do your parents not feed you? I don't know, man. It's because we don't have the, you know, we need some more bits, need some more donos, and then we'll see. That'll be the actual. Do bone smashing for your entire body. Obsession is the first time I mention it, and it's not. You know, the best intellectual is probably with Fabian Liberty. I didn't include that one because it was like that debate was like painful. That debate was just more painful than anything. But the trash bomb for double rations. But this debate, the first debate deathmatch win. All right. I've also only talked to Fabian Liberty once. I've talked to a lot of these other people multiple times. Destroyed him despite his high confidence. Okay. I think the biggest remove of Israel Palestine is that there's like 20 people with the deep wealth of correct knowledge on a topic, and they are all old as fuck PhDs. Yeah. Destroyed him. And then he blocked me after, and to this day refuses to talk to me. This was an epic debate. Okay, he came in like, oh, there's no way I lose. There's no way. I've been looking for someone to own on the abortion topic. I own these my body, my choice people. Like, and then it wasn't a 3-0 win. This is my only not 3-0 debate deathmatch win. Although I've only done 3. This was a 2 to 3 win. Okay. And the winner, you guys voted, everyone here voted, and the people have determined that the best debate was, of course, the first Manar Israel debate. Any news about the boss? I haven't seen it. I don't know anything that other people don't. Clap. I should have added a clap sound effects. The first Manar Israel debate. I don't know if Manar is here yet. Shout out Manar. Apparently people really like, you know, the good faith debates. They always lose out. Okay. Oops. Well, I didn't skip anything. Okay. Next up, the best dunks and crash outs. I edited a little bit of a highlight reel. That we're gonna watch here. About 10 minutes long. Resolution 181 is binding, Minar.
Which one resolution?
UN Resolution 181, the partition plan. Do you think that's binding?
No, I know the resolution 181 was not. No, I'm talking about the
Yeah, it's
47
not.
partition.
Resolution 181 is the...
Jesus
It was
Christ.
Oh, good memes, man.
Okay, wait. It is. So what is your argument? Then you actually have no argument besides that I'm wrong. And so when I accept that you are right...
To be sure, you are asking.
You actually have no argument except that I'm wrong, dude. That whole sample text Minar debate is fucking hilarious, dude. UN 242, 1 isn't legally binding, 2 doesn't even require Israel to withdraw from all the occupied territories, and 3 ties the withdrawal of Israel from occupied. It ties Israel withdrawing from the occupied territories to Arab recognition for peace. The way international law works, if you're doing something illegal, you have to immediately cease that illegal activity. No negotiations, no whatever. So the fact that it ties Israel's withdrawal to negotiations with Arab states actually directly supports the notion that Israel's occupation is on the whole legal, even if certain things they do within the occupation, like the settlements, are illegal. Look, see, this is why Kilton McKay was a Best Chatter nominee. He was here, and Ark, you weren't here back then.
No. It's not.
You ain't
it's
him.
Illegal
You ain't him.
To take territory in
Yes,
a military
annexation
war.
is illegal. Occupation resulting from a war of self-defense is not illegal. But annexation is illegal. So, like, for example, the how much of Gaza do you think has been damaged or destroyed? What percent of buildings?
I don't. The number 60 pops in my head. I don't.
So
I don't
people
remember
still do this, by the way.
specifically.
During this war, a bunch of college academics and a few research agencies have been using a new technique that has never been used before. Effectiveness has never been evaluated before, where they use publicly available low-quality satellite and radar data to try to estimate the number of buildings damaged or destroyed. That's where we get these numbers like 60%. The UN, which has access to much higher quality satellites and uses conventional methods, which have been tested and been seen as relatively effective in the past, comes up with a number 35% damaged or destroyed.
Yeah, 35.
Trump on tape admitted he was showing a document to someone that he didn't declassify and couldn't show them. If you
I on tape today in the live, I said I like you, but man, are you gonna prove that? Like, you're gonna use my words against me now?
The jobs report in July came out. It was
are you gonna use my words against me just because you have a confession on tape?
off by 818,000.
Always bringing the debate back to its schizo sheet.
Guess
Real.
what? They're lying to you about this one.
Hey, Gibbs,
I mean,
Gibbs, are you aware of the fact that the methodology for job revisions has not changed since 1979?
Cool, so maybe it should change, but you know.
Are you aware that
We
the
got
job
20
revision in 2006 was just as large, and the job revision in 2009 was even bigger than this recent job revision?
Holy
Oh,
shit.
those are good. Those are good times in the economy. Is that what you think?
I mean, this isn't so much an opinion piece as it is in like literally like any economics textbook. They'll probably go over rent control and price ceilings and binding price ceilings. But I mean, we can also.
I'm pretty sure you're reading this out of an opinion piece.
I'm not reading anything right now. This is from memory. It's from my economics class.
From your memory, then.
Yeah, it's from Greg Mankiw. Do you know who Greg Mankiw is? Greg Mankiw,
So what
baby.
he loses something called comparative advantage. Do you know what that is?
His name,
Tiki-tac?
Greg Mankiw.
No.
It's the idea that like certain countries or companies may specialize in making certain goods, or another way to put it is.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me! I should have drilled out of that from the first. What? He doesn't know what comparative advantages.
Cheaper to buy those goods from them than to make them yourself in your own country. Does that make sense?
Helen Lichman has predicted the past around 40 years, every single election. The only one
Don't do it, PPG. Don't use the keys.
I'm telling you, bro. Kamala Harris is gonna win in a landslide. I'm sorry, brother. So you have your economics. I have.
Don't do it, baby. Baby, don't do it. Don't say the keys, baby.
Kamala Harris is gonna win in a
Baby, no.
landslide. I'm sorry, brother. So you have your economics. I have my economics.
Not how economics work. I'm just. Do you know what the Phillips curve is?
I don't know what the Phillips curve.
Can you describe to me what elasticity is?
You tell me.
You still don't know what comparative advantage is? It's the GDP.
What are the components to the GDP?
Okay, I was just trying to prove that point.
Bimmy, what does GDP stand for?
Growth. GDP, growth. I don't have the fucking definition on me, dude.
You realize that
Okay.
wealth taxes are taxes on unrealized gains, right? Like a wealth tax levied on somebody's net assets
No,
is
a wealth
including
tax is
unrealized
you're
gains of
taxing
their stock
people who.
portfolios.
That's okay. Well, that's your opinion.
I'll skip to the corporation part because
Wait, no,
they-
please
they're
answer the
not
question.
taxed.
Do you think there's a 0% tax incidence on workers for corporate taxes?
Yes.
Find me a single
they-
study that shows that there's
Hold
a
on.
0% incidence on taxes or on wages.
because-
for-
Doesn't
exist, by the way, corporate
because
taxes.
Do I know it off the top of
Far
my
as I
head? No,
know.
but I'd be happy to give
It's
you a
because it's not
rundown of
there. It just says she's going to build 3 million
Like,
houses.
you
Her
know-
housing section is a total of 4 paragraphs long, and the last one hardly constitutes an entire paragraph.
Okay, just to be
What's
clear,
the
she also has an
housing
82-page policy book in the economy, right? And there's 6 full pages dedicated to housing policy, not including
Oh,
the
they
English,
should,
not
should be able
including
to
the
pull at
graph.
least.
Yes,
Why?
because there's an element of prices here, but there's also the element of money leaving our country, leaving our economy. So what we're trying to do is keep that money here, even if we're paying more. That
By the way, if I was to bet, Pentuple still does not understand this.
money isn't going
what do countries
overseas.
do once they have
Even
our
if it's
dollars?
less money
What
at a
do countries
time,
do when they have
that
our
money
dollars?
doesn't come back.
What?
What?
Yo, definitionally has to. What do countries do once they have our dollars?
What are you saying?
What are you
We're talking about
talking
tariffs.
about?
We're talking about whether
Countries
this is
can only
going to
spend
improve
dollars in
American
the US. The
manufacturing.
money
It
comes
seems
back
obvious
through
that it
buying
is.
imports, or the money comes back through investing in the U.S. Those are the only two options. You don't understand how the balance of payments work.
They don't invest in the U.S. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, when he says we have a trade deficit, the only logical conclusion from that, as a matter of accounting, is that countries are investing in us because we have a capital account surplus.
Oh my god.
CTV?
You know, do we think that, for example,
You
steel
want to read
tariffs-
the headline you found on Google? Why are you here? Why are you? What are we doing? This is so much
from
more interesting
Google.
without the kid from Google. You didn't even know that American manufacturing has been hemorrhaged. You asked me
I
why
do
it was even
know
a bad
that.
thing. You have literally no spot at this table. Like the fact that you're even in this, just you're below this.
You're
Discord
scared of me
stream,
because you don't
dude.
actually understand any economics. It
This
is the
is-
issue.
This
He's
is
still
like-
scared. It's not
He's still running.
necessarily good to bring American manufacturing back. I can also tell you manufacturing productivity has gone up a lot, so U.S. manufacturing output has actually increased, although manufacturing employment has decreased. There's an opportunity to cost to everything. Everyone making a car is someone not. He won't understand it because, he has me muted right now. Making an iPhone. iPhones are generally more productive. Like, the market accounts for this really well. The market makes sure that the factors of production flow to their most profitable use case. I don't see why the government should intervene on our liberty to import and make us all overall worse off and less productive. Like, you have no good argument for that. Okay, do you acknowledge that in the plan that Eastman had written out that Pence would skip opening Arizona's?
I don't acknowledge anything except what I just read, which was, hey, adjourn.
Okay, that's great. I can send you the Eastman memo here. So here's
T's, which was within his power.
Okay, so this is point 2 of the Eastman memo. When he gets to Arizona, he announces that he has multiple slates of electors, and so is going to defer decision until finishing other states. That is in violation of the provision of the Electoral Count Act that says vote certificates must be open, presented, and acted upon in alphabetical orders of the states, beginning with letter A, and further provides that no votes or papers from any other state shall be acted upon until any objections to the votes or papers shall have been finally disposed of. That violates that.
I'm sorry. You were like running away. So
how am I? I just told you this is like such an autistic level of detail that I'm providing you. I'm providing you the exact statute in the Electoral Count Act that this is breaking in the exact provision in the Eastman memo that.
Yeah, I heard you.
If there was a conspiracy to manipulate the job numbers, why on earth would they release the revisions at all? Why wouldn't they at least wait till after the election to release the revisions? Like, what?
Because it was leaked, maybe?
No, it was not leaked. It was put out on its regular schedule. Its regular schedule that it's maintained since 1979, okay? The methodology for job revisions has not changed since 1979. Can you name his... Oh, sorry, like a Menard, it doesn't even know, he just sees on his Twitter timeline 800,000 job revision, whatever, and he's he doesn't even understand that this is put out on the regular revision schedule. He just is maybe it was leaked. Single person who works at the BLS.
The who?
What does BLS stand for, Minar?
BLS? Is that a new Korean band?
What does the BLS track, Minar?
Blood, sweat, and tears. What?
What is the BLS track?
Who's the BLS? Why are you introducing a new?
So you're alleging a conspiracy. You don't know anyone who works at the BLS. You don't know what the BLS is. You don't know what the BLS stands for. You're alleging this major conspiracy that all the job numbers are faked. And since 2016, the Federal Reserve has been using fake job numbers.
Let me give you an
You
example.
can't give me an example because you don't know what the BLS is.
Let me give you an example. For example,
Scroll up. You are in the right thing. Just have to scroll up. You see that second paragraph there? So now that the president has been set that the Electoral Count Act is not quite so sacrosanct as was previously claimed, I implore you to consider one more relatively minor violation and adjourn for 10 days to allow legislators to finish their investigations. So that's Eastman conceding that his plan would violate the ECA.
Yeah, I believe that he is allowed to adjourn.
Bureau of Labor Sims. Okay, well, guess what? This is saying that adjourning is violating the law. From John Eastman himself, the guy who came up with this plan. So Eastman himself.
It doesn't
Bureau of
say...
Lame shit, real. He says, I implore you to consider one more relatively minor violation and adjourn for 10 days.
That could be a violation of his mental state. That could be a violation of anything.
Can you not read? Can you make Nonfon its own compilation? It's never happened. Now, how could I do that? It's like, you know, trying to, you know, it's like the footage of Bigfoot, you know, it just doesn't, it's just not real.
That's why you will lose elections.
Do you think the media should just
a lot of people
lie?
put out their feelings.
Like Pete Buttigieg goes on Jubilee and someone says like, I care about inflation, and Pete Buttigieg has to do like, I understand your feelings regardless of what the statistics say. Like blah 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 blah. He gives so much credit because he's a politician. But like people are, what are people in the media supposed to do with like the new CPI numbers coming and inflation is
people
down?
are talking. I didn't hear the end of that.
That's low IQ. That's low IQ. I'm high IQ.
And unfortunately, a lot of the voting base is low IQ.
Wait, no, be specific.
Low
human what do you want the media to do when inflation is down, Isaac? Do you just want them to be like, well, yeah, maybe inflation is down, and maybe, but I understand that you guys are still frustrated, and you guys should still vote for the Democrats. Please vote for like what do you want them to do?
Do you want to hear my opinion now?
Yes, I want you to be specific. What do you want the media to do? Like,
my problem is whenever people would come out and they would say stuff like, hey, like I am having a problem of affording stuff, and the option that you would, or the response you would hear is, well, you know,
By the way, Slime, I'm pretty sure they do track that. They track a ton of things with their current population survey.
We are the best economy in the world. We're the best
like
in the G7.
unemployment.
We are doing
and
this.
I believe the labor force
inflation is the
participation
lowest.
rate.
These are all facts. These aren't going to get people on your inside if you're not acknowledging.
This?
You should. What?
Who did this? I don't know.
This guy, I did this.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
people have done this. I've heard this specifically.
Sample ruining it for me. Ruining it. Undermining me. Yet he still wins. He still wins. Best ally. Okay, we'll run through it like just real quick for anyone not here. We have the best mods nominated are Josh or Dolphin Zero, Ness, who bought me this awesome Evil Morty shirt. Look at it, so cool. Pigor17, who refunds his own channel points, and Kyle. And of course, Kyle Ones. Thank you. I'm assuming it's a bot for the follow. Yeah, there we go. Now the best op. We have Minar. We have Glenn. PPG.
This is like the problem with people like Destiny and people like Nonfon, dude, right?
And we have Tic Tac. And we have Pentuple, who's still terrified of me. Still terrified of me. Winner. Voted on. Goes to Minar. Best ally. With the boss, who's now held hostage by Russia. Play more PPG vids. Did someone mention a debate earlier? I don't. They said like his debate with like McDonald's or something. We have Dylan Burns Sanabo, who let me on Hippy Dippy. We have Sample Text here all the time, based and knowledgeable. We have Isaac, real picture of Isaac, by the way. This is a real picture of him. Hold on. You know, he's not here right now. I'm just gonna like. I just need to make sure that he sees I use this picture. And the winner, voted on, go for Sample Text. Best chatters, we have Kotha Decay, Localist, and Ophelia. Winner, somehow Localist got it. Don't ask me. People think there's voter fraud. I don't know. Like Destiny Co mentioned, I'm just like him according to PPG, you know. Best debate, we have the Hippy Dippy debate. We have the Glenn / Tim Hale J6 debate. The Jubilee guy debate. That is a real picture of Isaac. This is real. The Process Tariff panel. No, what do you mean it's real? It's a real picture. Then we have the first Minari Israel debate, and the transparent abortion debate. Winner goes to the first Minari Israel debate, and then there we had the video we just played. I want to find that. This debate is funny, dude.
Ask them to back off of Julian Hines because
It's contested. What it is?
Right or wrong?
It's right.
Guarantee you, Minar still does not understand this. Minar, are you here? I'm gonna summon him. Minar.
To back off of all.
Hey, localist, I don't know what you mean by ask ChatGPT that. I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
Like just literally type in a ChatGPT, what are my political beliefs?
Doesn't
Like,
back
what?
off of all new territories. It specifically doesn't ask them to do that. If you actually read what the drafters wrote, they specifically chose to write territories occupied after the '67 war because they didn't want.
Why would ChatGPT doesn't know that? It's gonna make shit up.
No, they didn't include the word "the territories occupied" because they specifically didn't want Israel to withdraw from all the territories occupied. So it's contested what it actually means.
ChatGPT doesn't know that. It has memory. It does. It's not. It doesn't know who Nonfon is. It has memory, but like the memory it has is me asking it answers to my like Western Civ classes. Like it doesn't have. It doesn't have. I don't use ChatGPT for politics.
They were required to back off from was attacked on October 7th.
I just know too much, unfortunately, for...
Review you as a MAGA supporter, real.
You literally didn't know what proportionality... I had to explain what proportionality was to you. You didn't even understand what proportionality was.
You put it into there, it will tell you. It's what do you mean? Dude,
you didn't know the difference between having the words territory occupied...
He also, he probably still doesn't know what proportionality means.
You don't even understand whether or not 242 is legally binding because you don't know that it's under Chapter 6. Like, you literally don't understand.
Show me, when did they take that territory, actually? Can you look?
And it's 3 hours in, it's now dark.
Piece of land. When did they take that little piece of land?
No, this territory where these massacres happened, they took this in 1949.
Bullshit.
The 1949.
Fucking liar. You're a fucking liar.
Look up the 19.
He doesn't even know the timeline.
Ceasefire line.
You're looking stupid. This is not the pre-67 border.
Those are the pre-67 borders. This dotted line here marks the pre-67 borders.
You're a liar.
It will diagnose you trust. I don't.
You're just wrong on the facts.
That's fine, my brother. Yeah. So you want to talk about?
He is just wrong on the facts. What are my political beliefs? I don't know your political beliefs unless you, yeah, like, I don't, what did you expect, brother?
About Israel?
I do. I need you to, well, what the fuck? Yeah, I, like, that's fucked up. I need you to rein me in, man, okay? Because I have some IDF shills in my chat, okay? So.
All right, no worries. You tell me what you know, and I'll tell you if it's wrong, and I'll fill you up with whatever.
Oh, I forgot he did this. What you know, and he knows more than me, obviously, so he'll tell me if I got it wrong. Okay. Well, I don't. So okay.
Well, you know the history of Israel.
Some of it, man. But what I want to know, God, remember when I was, God, we've come so far, guys. Remember when I was going for Twitch affiliate, and now we're a YouTube partner, which took way longer to get than Twitch affiliate. I didn't think I'd ever make it to YouTube partner. I was surprised when I made it to Twitch affiliate. I was so happy, dude. I was so surprised, even. By the way, this is the All About Me presentation. I presented this in front of my class. I don't know if I have the video of me presenting it. I will try to find the video of me presenting it. But for my freshman year, in my English class, Miss Sullivan's English class, localist, this is just evident. See, you use ChatGPT to argue with people about politics. So, like, you type in ChatGPT, like, make an argument for me, when you're fighting with me on Discord. See, I don't do that, so it doesn't know mine. It's kind of reflects poorly on you, it does know yours. But Miss Sullivan's English class, I presented this. I had to go. No, I argue with ChatGPT. Oh, okay, makes sense, buddy. You have in the past used ChatGPT to argue against me. You'll say that you're trolling now, but I don't think that you were. We had to make an All About Me presentation. I enlisted the help of my friends, and we went a little bit overboard. You can see I was promoting my YouTube. I was promoting my YouTube channel to them as well. Look, we had 547 subscribers back then. We're all the way up to 1,100. By the way, we are like, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, we are like 10 subscribers away from passing Minar, and it would be really funny if we did that. So go do that if you haven't. These are my. Why does it? I thought it. There's no animation. Oh, brother. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, Elon Musk and Kanye West are there. Juice WRLD. Did he get rid of the bunny to make it less obvious that this is a Noah Smith simp channel? I got rid of the bunny because he died. But we are still a Noah Smith simp channel. I don't know why you would ever get the impression that we that I don't want that to be obvious. You gotta start using the 1 minute open curtains PowerPoint transition. It's amazing. I don't think Google Slides has that. I think the maximum you can make it is like 5 minutes. By the way, everyone, you have to find the hidden screen rant Peter Griffins. Okay, there's a few of these hidden throughout the PowerPoint. Oh yeah, this page was about my interest. We had the Gummy Bear song, Candyland, Gucci Gang, Yoto Siwa, Boomerang, Mask by Dream, Beast Stars, One Piece. I've never seen any of this, and I can't even tell. I think this is My Hero Academia. I've seen. This is the Velocipaster. This movie is awesome. It's a like pastor who turns into a velociraptor at night. It's a cool, awesome movie. I have seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Literally everything else here, I don't think I've seen. Movies wise, of course I've seen Mask by Dream. Oh, Nightcore Stronger Than You, switching vocals. I guess I've seen Superbad. Fun fact: fart, LMBO. I just got a dog. I have 2 brothers. God made me just the way I am, even the flaws. I have a cat. I speak 4. Dude, my teacher called. I said I speak 4 languages and 2 fluently. I don't. It's just a lie. I'm an atheist. We had the nice contradiction here. I would not free the cat, would you? Everyone thumbs up if yes, thumbs down if no. Give me some check marks in chat for freeing the cat. Would you, chat? Would we free him? Chat. I can't. Why is this mirrored? These are my favorite shows, I guess. One of these is like Lolly or something. One of these is High School. Which one is High School DxD? I think. Have you seen the 1607 Project? No. I think this one is right. High School DxD or whatever. We had to throw in that reference. We had the Joker, Jared Leto Joker. I love that guy. I do not see Shrek. Yeah, I don't think we included Shrek. Damn. The Kissing Booth 3, which I've definitely seen. About to unsub. If you unsub, can I take the dress off? Game hobby. I think I lied about doing cosplay. Will you react to it? What is it about? I probably don't care about it. Oh, Garfield. This is the Lasagna Cat. Garfield with Kart Furious Racing. Marvel's Avengers. The best game ever made. Fortnite. Then I want to be favorite YouTuber. Like my favorite 3 are Pokemon, so I don't need to go to college. Doe. That's what the Home Simpson says. I remember doing that in class because it was embarrassing. But my friends they said it's just like randomly just say Doe. That's what the Home Simpson says. Oh, thank God the Discord tags are changed. I don't know. I don't know why I was popular in school, by the way, as you can tell. So that was the nice all about me. All right. I feel like there was some more. I think I saved a lot of the things. I think there was another Piers Morgan thing. Oh, thank God, Subway's here. Yeah, don't worry. I don't think I care. Box office cancer. I don't care about. I don't care about this. It's not interesting in the slightest. I did want to read this though. Trump is right. Abolish the debt ceiling. The boring part of the stream. The limit has become the opposite of what it was intended to be, a way to give the government flexibility in managing the nation's debt. Amid Donald Trump's chaotic... This is why you didn't win Mod of the Year, Zach. Amid Donald Trump's chaotic last-minute intervention into congressional negotiations about government funding, he has stumbled upon a good idea. He wants to abolish the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling, once a barely relevant bit of legal arcania, is that how you say it? Has become a dangerous weapon in American politics. It is currently due to expire in March, and the new Congress will need to negotiate a deal to extend it. Some Republicans, not all, as evidenced by Thursday's failed vote, want to approve this extension this week as part of a year-end deal to fund the government. Democrats, with the good reason, do not love that idea and vote against the bill. I will win all the awards next year. I will be doing more voting. Listen, next year. Okay, listen. I mean, realistically, a full year from now. I mean, I might have to put up some more. You know, I might have to make people log in to prevent voter interference. Okay, a full year from now. Do you have anywhere where we could be? A full year from now where Nonfon could be. Don't worry, I have 2,000 Gmails. I have like 5 Gmail accounts. I don't need the word the. You know, that's a useless word anyway. Okay, it's too much. Whatever. It's good enough. Trump's initial counterproposal, by the way, the deal that passed, my understanding didn't eliminate the debt ceiling. I don't even think it extended it, but I don't remember. Trump's initial counterproposal before he lost his nerve and suggested Congress merely extend a ridiculous debt ceiling was to eliminate it entirely. He should have stuck to his guns. Getting rid of it was a good idea. That was worth doing now if possible, or later if not. Just because the debt ceiling has it become the opposite of what it was intended to do. The original idea was to give the Treasury Department more leeway in managing the government's debt. Over the last decade, however, it's become kind of a straitjacket. In the 19th century, federal bond issuance were authorized by Congress on a case-by-case basis. During World War I, President Woodrow Wilson asked Congress for broader authority. His administration wanted to simply borrow up some amount, and then the Treasury Department would sell the bonds at its leisure. Congress agreed, and the debt ceiling was born. Not as a limit on debt issuance, but in an effort to increase wartime flexibility. And through the subsequent decades, which included the Depression and World War, that's how it worked. During the extraordinary emergencies, Congress would authorize the Treasury to borrow what was necessary to carry out spending plans that Congress had already approved. Sleepy time progressive 1 year brain rot. Thank you, Bert Stein. I don't even think we're not even at like a the Nonfon like serious streaming anniversary, because again I've been streaming to some degree forever, has been is going to be like in February, or maybe later than that, March I think. We might do something then. We'll have to, I don't know, we'll bake a cake or something. But thanks for stopping by, Bertstein, and for the subs. It wasn't until the 1980s, when structural peacetime deficits arose during Ronald Reagan's presidency, that the debt limit became a kind of political football. As the control of the White House and Congress oscillated between the parties, a pattern emerged. The party in power would request new borrowing authority, and the party out of power would take the opportunity to lambast them for their irresponsibility. But the increase in the debt ceiling always passed. For starters, it's not like presidents were sneaking around and borrowing money on the down low. The need for borrowing arises automatically. What's up, Birdman? Welcome back. Arises automatically, results of the interaction amongst the Social Security Act, various appropriation bills, and tax laws. It's also true that during this period, there were various legislative deals that reduced the deficit through mixed spending cuts and tax increases, but anyone sincerely interested in fiscal issues would have done this kind of work. The debt ceiling merely acknowledged obligations that already incurred. Refusing to raise it was not an option because the alternative was financial Armageddon. There was even an episode of West Wing about it. Things changed in 2009. Yeah, but is anyone allowed to stream a year from now? Will anyone be allowed to stream? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I guess, you know what? Donald Trump's going to come for me. He's going to come for the for the Joe Biden loving Twitch streamers, okay? For the dress wearing Joe Biden lovers Twitch streamers. Can't wait. Things changed in 2009. Barack Obama was president. Full of Tea Party fever, Republicans wanted steep spending cuts, but they didn't want to propose steep cuts to popular programs and risk losing elections. So they decided to use the debt ceiling as leverage to force Obama to agree to huge spending cuts, hoping to transfer some of the blame onto him. Obama, for his part, thought it would be smart to accept the premise that sharp debt reduction was necessary and try to ensure Republicans into a more balanced approach that cut spending but also raised taxes. The end result was a budget agreement that did neither, and thus did nothing to address the country's long-term fiscal problems. It'll be banned because the dress is considered pornographic, maybe. Listen, Trump is gonna prevent the thing this has been leading up to all along, which is the non-fun OnlyFans, right? This is where it's going. I've said this multiple times by now, and I stand by it. Okay, if the options are between streaming like full time with OnlyFans on the side, or a regular job, I'm choosing the first one. Because streaming's awesome. And I'm willing to do OnlyFans to support it, okay? I would do it. If I thought there was demand for it, it would already be a thing. But as far as I know, there is approximately zero demand for it. And I don't think there ever will be. Yet the Obama-era fights did succeed at something else. They showed how willing Congress was to play a game of chicken with the White House and unleash chaos in financial markets by refusing to raise the debt ceiling until the last possible minute. Democrats behaved more responsibly when Trump was president, but during Joe Biden's term, the hostage-taking returned, though the Republicans' demands were milder. Trump is right. You underestimate gay boys. I don't know how many they would they? Listen. When is the peeing sitting down versus standing up debate? Listen, I've always been on team. Listen, this is not a good thing to admit while I am wearing a dress, because this is even more emasculating. I've always been team peeing sitting down. I just don't see much utility in peeing standing up. It's just like I don't get it. I mean, like, what am I in, like, so much of a rush that there's really a necessity to, like, pee standing up? Like, but also, listen, okay? Birdman, if you're telling me that gay people would like it, maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it, okay? Clip it and ship it, chat. Would gay people prefer me peeing sitting up or me peeing sitting down on the OnlyFans? Since Birdman is apparently gay and has all the answers. It's what separates us from women. I just don't feel a need to prove that in a bathroom. Like, you know what? Maybe if there was like a, I don't want to say what I was gonna say. I'm saying this as a joke, Twitch. So you can't get mad at me. Maybe if if there was a trans man in a bathroom and I really needed to prove who the real man was. It's a joke. I love trans people. I support trans rights. Trans ally here. I mean, like this. Evidently, right? Okay. Trump is right to fear that a weapon might be turned against him, but he's also right that a debt ceiling fundamentally doesn't make sense. If he had suggested abolition, I would be saying Democrats should be pushing Trump to agree to scraping it entirely. Jesus fucking Christ, I cannot speak or read. If he had suggested abolition, I'd be saying, since he did suggest it, Democrats should take him up on and disregard his fallback position. Of course, it might be hard for Democrats who spent years denouncing Trump as an urgent threat to democracy to turn around and do a deal with him. Although, to their credit, some have already said that they would agree with Trump, or said they agree with Trump. Then Young OF, they are in, are they? I just don't. Dude, you know what? You know what'd be funny? Like, people like do the, they have their stream, and the stream drives people into the OnlyFans. What if like mine goes to like I do the OnlyFans, it becomes more popular than my stream. And I, it just, the older gays, and my OnlyFans drives people into the stream. Listen, Birdman, if you're telling me, listen, I'll mark it down. We have one person saying that it would be successful. Okay, I need a few more people tell me it, and maybe we'll try it. Maybe I don't. But also, it'd be weird because I feel like people. I wouldn't mind doing it, but I would not like doing it if people from stream chat did it. Because in my mind, these would be like separate people. But I guess in reality, a lot of them would overlap, and that'd be weird. And I don't know if I'd want to do that. I have to get, well, there's a dollar amount for everything. Okay. I'll need a few sugar daddies. Listen, okay. Once the RTX 50 series comes out, listen, if the RTX 50 series is, maybe we'll do it. I don't know. But on some level, it's just how things work in American politics. Absent bipartisanship deal-making, the government can't operate. That means presidents who have constitutional obligations to take care that the government functions are usually interested in working with the other side when necessary. And it means that the opposition party, to the extent that it can do some stuff it wants in exchange, should be open to it. So Democrats should by all means oppose Donald Trump when he's wrong, but work with him when he's right. And on the debt ceiling, he's right. Crazy. To my understanding is the House spending bill did not abolish the debt ceiling. House spending. Well, I know it didn't abolish it, but I think it raised it, but I don't know. Dates out. Trump doubled down on debt ceiling be included in any deal. Johnson almost had no choice but to work around pressure for a debt ceiling increase. Gone is Trump's demand to lift the debt ceiling. What state are you in right now? I'm in North Carolina. Only ever lived in North Carolina. Visited other states, but I'm... Yeah. Republicans made a so-called handshake agreement to raise the debt limit at the time while also cutting $2.5 trillion in spending over 10 years. That's a lot of spending cuts. Dude, you know what? Dude, there was that I think Cato, who typically is like a I don't agree with everything Cato says, but like typically like they're not like insane, right? Like they are libertarian, but like most of their economic analysis is like pretty good or whatever. Not a super gay state, you make your OF. It'd be. Do you think I'm constrained to North Carolina when I make it? I'm not going to see. That's a step too far. See, like, over the in promote. I don't remember if I bookmarked it. But like Cato put out like a thing for like the spending cuts. And like it just like did not make that. Okay, yeah, here. So here they have like the Twitter thread makes a little bit of sense. Okay, it's like liberating American energy production. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, there's a lot of land use restrictions that are probably bad, that are probably reducing growth. All right, getting the feds out of education, like that might save $200 billion a year in the short term or whatever. Probably gonna have some negative long run effects. You probably want at least some federal money for education, because there are a lot of states that do a shit job at funding education. Ending welfare for non-citizens. A weird fucking thing for Cato to mention. I think, honestly, you know what? They might just be playing a strategic game because, like, they know if they say this, like, the Trump supporters will jump on it, and they think that the Trump supporters will jump on their, like, not totally insane policy platform in a way from Trump's totally insane policy platform. But, like, a lot of Cato's own research basically shows, like, this is already, like, just not a big issue. Like, illegal immigrants are not eligible for most welfare on the federal level. I don't think the federal government probably would not have the authority. This is a localist moment to ban states from giving out state level welfare. Like there are certain things that you could do to get rid of the limited welfare that immigrants qualify for in the federal level, but it's like you have to be here for like 5 years to qualify for it. But like that's just like such a small minority. That's not going to have that big of a budget impact. Stripping out DEI from the government. Doubt that has a significant budget impact. But, like, I don't care that much about it. You know, you look into this more. What aid does federal give? What do you mean? For education? Or to foreign nations? To foreign nations, it's like, people say that, cut all foreign aid, and it's like 1% of the budget. And a lot of it's to like allied nations or whatever. For welfare and food stamps. Just for illegal immigrants or in total? In total, I think like 8% of the federal budget goes to income security programs. I think they probably have a chart here. But like a lot of this stuff, by the way, is like, that's all state? No, it's not. The federal government has food security programs. Some of them are administered. Like, food stamps is a federal program, but it's administered by the states, right? But that money do they supplement the state? Yeah, my understanding is that the funding for food stamps comes from, in large part, the federal government. But that is it's administered by the states. But that's just that just means the states are like in charge of I think the states can like expand who's eligible and stuff, and I think the states can. Yeah, a federal government program administered by the Department of Agriculture. I don't know, like, because some states make more people qualify for it. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a New Deal thing, so of course it's going to be a federal program because, you know, FDR and his anti-constitutional whatever. But U.S. spending pie chart. I think 8% is income security stuff like food stamps, health, education, defense, homeland security. Remainder. Okay, this disaggregates it a little bit. Welfare, welfare 7%. But like most of it's health and education. Healthcare is a shit show. I don't think Trump has any real proposal to fix healthcare. You know, like the best he has is repeal and replace the ACA. But I don't think I don't even understand people. I saw like people posting dumb charts on Twitter. The chart didn't even like support them. They was like just the cost of healthcare going up over time. It was like, why does the cost of healthcare keep going up after the ACA? And it's like, one, the cost of healthcare was going up before the ACA, so like clearly this didn't increase the cost of healthcare. But like, I can easily understand the mechanism by which the cost of healthcare goes up quite a bit over time because of the cost disease, because of the Baumol effect. Is that how you pronounce it? I think. I don't understand the mechanism for the ACA causing a big increase in healthcare cost. I just really don't. Maybe there's a legal theory to allow the federal government to tie funding to states based on whether they have a program. Oh yeah, you could do that. I mean, you could, say you can only get this funding if you don't allow legal immigrants to get it. You could do that. But like, what do you mean no competition? The ACA did not ban private insurance or anything. It was meant to do it. It probably made competition. Healthcare. Okay, healthcare competition in healthcare is fucking stupid. Okay, because people don't understand it. It's a credence good. Okay, and it suffers from monopsony. There are a lot of places where there's only like one hospital or whatever. There's already a shit ton of imperfect competition in healthcare. Okay. And like the ACA probably made it better, probably made competition in the healthcare industry more efficient because you had the exchanges, you have the ACA exchanges where all the plans, like all the deductibles are like standardized, right? You probably made healthcare competition more efficient because of the ACA, not less. But like it doesn't even, but like it's such like a simpler explanation to say like, oh yeah, an increase in general productivity is going to cause a increase in wages in all sectors, even for sectors with no increase in productivity. So for sectors like healthcare with a low increase in productivity, their wages go up a lot, which means they have to increase prices to compensate for the higher wages, despite a minimal increase in productivity. Like that's such like an easier explanation. And also like Americans are just unhealthy, and we demand a lot of healthcare. Americans demand a ton of healthcare because Americans are really fucking fat and old and eat like shit. There's just like there's information problems with healthcare that make it like just not, competition just doesn't work in the healthcare industry. There's so many market failures. This is credence good in healthcare. I think this talks about competition. I'm talking about some of the things I just said. America also demands stupid healthcare. What do you mean by that? I mean, there are plenty of dumb Americans who demand like fucking acupuncture. But information asymmetry is all the way down. Yeah. Product uncertainty. Oh yeah, like the whole like. Also like. That you have the individual mandate, right? The ACA included that, so that's probably going to because you have to cover because you cover pre-existing conditions. So in order to make up for that, one, I think they had the individual mandate to make sure all the low risk people get health insurance too, and two, I think they do the I forget what they're called. They're like risk adjustment, right? Don't they do like the risk adjustment subsidies on the back end? Like I don't even understand the mechanism by which the ACA could have like dramatically increased costs. It's like so much more likely that it's like a combination of cost disease and Americans being unhealthy. Like uncertainty as to the quality of the product is perhaps is more intense here than in any other important commodity. Recovery from disease is unpredictable, as is its incidence. In most commodities, the possibility of learning from one's own experience or that of others is strong because there is an adequate number of trials. In the case of severe illness, that is in general not true. The uncertainty due to inexperience is added with the intrinsic difficulty of prediction. Further, the amount of uncertainty measured in terms of utility variability is certainly not much greater for medical care in severe case than for, say, house or automobiles, even though these expenditures are also expenditures sufficiently infrequent so that there may be considerable residual uncertainty. Furthermore, there is a special quality to the uncertainty. It is very different on the two sides of the transaction. Because medical knowledge is so complicated, the information possessed by the physician as to the consequence and possibilities of treatment is necessarily very much greater than that of the patient, or at least So it is to be believed by both parties. Further, both parties are aware of this informational inequity, and their relation is colored by this knowledge. To avoid misunderstanding, observe that the difference in information relevant here is the difference in information. The difference in information relevant here is a difference in information as to the consequence of a purchase in medical care. There is always an inequality in information as to the product methods between the producer and the purchaser of any commodity, but in most cases, the consumer may well have a good or nearly good understanding of the utility of the product as producers. Supply conditions, I think pricing practices, non-marketable commodities. The diffusion of communicable diseases provides an obvious example of non-market interactions, but from a theoretical viewpoint, the issues are well understood, and there was little point in expanding the theme beyond the area. Okay. Increasing returns, entry. Comparison with the ideal model under uncertainty. Some math shit. But like, there's a lot of also. I mean, there's a lot of like a lot of rural places, like just only have like one hospital, and it's like it's not really what you. Well, that's obviously imperfect competition. And there are in cases of like, ambulances, and especially air ambulances, dude. They're usually like there's like one provider for like entire like regions of the country. And also, here's what's fucked. Well, no, it's really fucked. The air ambulance companies, like the helicopter airlift companies that'll like helicopter you, if you are in some rural area or whatever and get fucked, they have successfully argued in court that they're airliners and therefore can't be regulated. So they get insane margins, absolutely insane margins. Not hospitals, I meant insurance companies. What do you mean? No competition between insurance? I already explained. You probably made competition between insurance companies more efficient because you stand. I forget exactly what the ACA did, but I think it standardized deductibles. But you buy insurance on the exchanges now, unless you get employer insurance, which isn't on the exchanges because Obama. Thanks, Obama. But you probably made that more efficient. The mandate to cover pre-existing conditions. But that, that probably did make healthcare a little bit more expensive. But it was probably offset by the individual mandate. And also, like, it probably made, it might have made premiums go up, 5% for people or whatever. 5% is probably overestimating, and I'm sure there's papers on it. But, people with fucking cancer just get fucked otherwise. I'm chill with that. I'm the insurance is literally a way of socializing risk or whatever, right? So I'm fine with making them cover pre-existing conditions so people with incredibly expensive diseases just aren't entirely fucked. But also we should just get a public option. Unpopular opinion, but I actually don't mind this sort of mom bod. Babe. Huh. But anyway, a lot of this stuff, I'm pretty sure they, in here, they're repeal all the green energy subsidies, and that it's well, I guess that would probably help the deficit, but there's, I guess I'm fine with green energy subsidies. I don't know if we want to get rid of those just for the deficit. I think they propose privatizing Social Security in here, which is privatize Amtrak, privatize USPS. I don't even think USPS even adds to the deficit. It does not pay taxes and occasionally receives subsidies. I guess they say occasionally receives subsidies, so it might add to the deficit a little bit. I guess if you're saying it doesn't pay taxes, it would add to the deficit relative to if it was a private company anyway, I guess. But yeah, I don't think it's that significant. I want them to find like the Department of Butterfly Training. Dude, you know what's funny? The fucking all this shit that Doge puts out is like they do it like they do this a lot. Like people would be like, "Oh, look at the government paid $3 million to make hamsters fight." And the government pays $10 bajillion to watch insects have sex. And it's like, a lot of it sounds stupid, but one, like, they misrepresented it or whatever. But, like, most of the stuff I've seen shows that, like, the research and development the government does has, like, pretty good returns on investment. Like I've seen SDL talking about this before. I don't know. I don't know where he's getting this from. I think he has a fact sheet that it might be in. But like he said before that there's like 6 times ROI on like government basic research and development, which is a lot. SDL. Canadian pharmaceuticals spend proportionally more on R&D. Pharmaceutical companies in Canada spend more on research and development. Pharmaceutical companies in USA spend more 2 times in advertisement than research. Military spending prioritized. I don't know. This is outdated by now, but. Sample's sleeping, but Sample would know. Sorry, bro. I was playing cards with Grumps and watching the watching the awards. Yeah, I'll go through them real quick. I'll go through the mods at least. I already know I want all of them though. It's okay. You know, best mod, Josh. Don't care. Irrelevant. Ness still isn't here, but Ness bombing this evil Mortis shirt. Tiglor 17 refunds his own channel points. He is the Nonfon OG though. Emerald C64 here quite often actually mods, gives content advice, however is gay allegedly. Most watched streamer by far, and the winner is who else but Emerald C64. Ooh, hold on, is SDL online? Can I might just mention him in the like 3 wonks ever. He's not online. Minar won best op. Sample text won the best ally. The best debate went to the first Minar Israel debate, and then we have a. You can't do that to me, man. What? What? Lie? I would never lie. Okay, here, I'll send this in general. I have it unlisted. But I made like a just highlighted the. I might. I don't know if I'll upload it on its own or if I'll. Only upload my reaction to it. My reaction to the video that I made. Who alleged I did. Wait, there's another... Making a video essay exposing you. For what? I haven't done nothing to you, man. Here it is. Social Democrat Library is what I'm looking for. I don't know if... Democrats stay winning. Anyways, watching a real thing right now. What's the real thing? Why can't I search? I don't know. But SDL said it, so it's probably wrong. I'm joking. He's probably right. But yeah, like, generally, you're just not going to get, like, massive deficit reduction without cutting popular programs. There's no just, like there's no apply. I think even this, like I said, I think it proposes privatizing Social Security, and I think it proposes repeal the Inflation Reduction Act, especially the energy subsidy. Yeah, like when they say, like, Cato does also want to change like the land use laws that I do think are restricting growth and are restricting energy development and are restricting affordable housing, but they also just like get rid of all the green energy subsidies. It's like, okay, buddy, I don't know if we need to do this. Like, I don't even think it's not even like that large of a deficit impact. It's like they're big subsidies, but I don't think they're that large. I see numbers like 150 to 300% with ROI varying over time. Probably all kinds of issues actually measuring this too. Yeah, I imagine. Hold on, I can. Probably fine. Oh, here we go. Someone has already asked him this. Don't worry. Public R&D spending has large spillover effects and therefore larger pro-productivity effects than private R&D spending. The difference in the decline in public R&D spending can explain 1/3 of the decline in productivity growth from 1950 to 2018. Public R&D spillovers, productivity growth. I first document 3 new facts about publicly funded innovations. They are 1, more reliant on science, 2, more likely to open new technological fields, and 3, more likely to generate knowledge spillovers, especially towards smaller firms. I then use 2 instrumental variables strategies, a historical shift share, and a patent examiner leniency instrument to estimate Okay. To estimate the impact of decline in public R&D on the productivity of firms through spillovers, I find that 1% of decline in public R&D spillovers causes a 0.17% decline in productivity growth. Public R&D spillovers are 3 times as impactful as private R&D spillovers for firm productivity, and their impact persists at the sector level. Moreover, smaller firms experience larger productivity gains from public R&D spillovers. I calibrate a model of growth with heterogeneous firms, which suggests that the decline in public R&D can explain about a third of the decline in TFP growth in the in the U.S. from 1950 to 2010, and half of the rise in inequality between firms in the same period. But then there's another paper here. I might already have a page for this. But like, yeah, people get as mad about government studying insect sex, but it's like you look into it and it's like, well, that allows us to like increase crop yields by like 50% and allows productivity increases in the agriculture industry to increase tenfold. And it's like, okay, you know what? Study the fucking beetles having sex, okay? Like clearly this is why would I be mad about that? It's so fucking hot. It real, like, that's the true defensive. That's what the defense should be. I'm really excited to share my job market paper, public R&D spillover and productivity growth. I investigate the consequence of the large decline in publicly funded R&D. Yeah. Like, eliminate the child care development fund. I don't know if this is a good idea. From what I read, like, child poverty actually costs a lot of money in the long run because, you know, children who grow up in poverty tend to be less productive later on, right? There's evidence of that effect, and therefore, it seems to be the case that, like, if you just pay people money or if you pay children money so that they're not in poverty, that tends to be that can actually be a net positive fiscal wise in the long run. Not even to mention, you know, the like, hey, maybe it's just like morally that like we shouldn't want children in poverty. Create Raw-style universal savings accounts with $10,000 annual. This isn't a horrible idea. And then like this is the spending cuts that they want Congress to. Okay, repeal IRA tax cuts and other subsidies for politically popular activities, and then include all non-wage fringe benefits in government. They're not. This is not happening. I hate that. Like, I don't know. It's not happening, brother. Eliminate the Department of Education. End grants to states for Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. While assisting students with disabilities is laudable, federal funding can encourage overdiagnosis of disabilities. Is there evidence of this effect, really? Overdiagnosis of attention deficit. This is ADHD. Do states get... Is this real? Well... maybe, I don't know. When I say disabled, I don't think of ADHD. But I guess sure. It might be included in that law. They just brand it as all disabilities, and that just that includes whatever learning disabilities too. It's not in Chicago. 8 people are in a gang, and since most gangs are in South Side, it's probably like 1 in 5. Damn, 1 in 8 people. Do you mean? Yeah, 1 in 8. So we try to build up these areas, but the gangs exist everywhere. What is good research on the causal impact of poverty on future productivity? I forget where I had one paper on it. I'm not going to be able to find it. There's one paper I saw literally estimated that child poverty was costing the U.S. $1 trillion, or like the effects of child poverty in the past are costing us like $1 trillion a year. Not in taxes paid, but like in total like economic output. I'm not going to be able to find it. How they estimated that? I think they just it might be this. Yeah, I think it is this. I think it's just like you look at the reduced earnings, victimization, rape and street crime, increased health costs. You're like, oh, people in poverty or children who grow up in poverty tend to have reduced earnings. They tend to have increased cost for healthcare, and they just estimate like, oh, if we had reduced child poverty by this amount, there in theory would have been a decrease in all these costs. Geez, this is 2015. It's a bit lower now. Well, yeah, they have lower earnings, but the idea is, how are they determining poverty is caused by lower earnings? Or determining poverty is causing those lower earnings. Because typically, you just look at you look at people who grew up in poverty, and you compare it to people who didn't grow up in poverty, and you try to get 2 equal groups of these people, right? And you look at who is earning more, and you do it that way. Like they have control. You take advantage of natural experiments, and you do multivariable regressions. Probably a mistake to treat the claims and policy proposals at face value. These are either worth the economic cost because government spending and welfare is bad for the soul, or things that just get so. Yeah, yeah. Cut federal subsidies. Some of it, like end farm subsidies, is probably fine. We just had a whole shenanigan about those in the debt ceilings. Like, why are we giving farmers so many subsidies? I don't know what Isaac doesn't like what picture I used for him. He doesn't like that I call it a real photo. It's a real photo. I'm technically not lying when it's not like I photoshopped it, right? Like, it's a real photo. Like, unironically, I didn't Photoshop it. Like, technically it's a real photo. Insurance, crop insurance is one. I don't know if I have an issue with crop insurance. One of the largest farm subsidy programs, costing about $10 billion a year. The program displaces private methods in managing risk and gives large subsidies to high-income households. Federal crop insurance for revenue yields and shortfalls is available for about 130 crops, but corn, soybean, wheat, cotton, and cotton are the main ones. USDA subsidizes the insurance premium of farmers, costing taxpayers about $8 billion a year. The subsidies cover an average of 62% of the premiums, which resulted in most farmers making money on this so-called insurance. The Congressional Budget Office found that farmers received $65 billion more in claims than they paid in premiums between 2000 and 2016. The USDA pays about $2 billion a year to 14 crop insurance companies to cover their administrative costs, and companies also receive underwriting gains. With this aid and the inflated demand for policies, the companies appear to be make above normal profits. There is no income limit for the crop insurance program, and the subsidies are tilted to the largest farms. One study found that farms with the top 10% of crop sales distribution received approximately 68% of all crop insurance premium subsidies. I like how Cato has to pretend to care, but Cato does not care about this. Cato thinks farming subsidies are wrong regardless, which is an argument to make. It's just, I don't know, it's funny to see, like, Cato pretend to care about, like, the income inequality or whatever, but, like, I don't know if I necessarily have a big issue with crop insurance, but I feel like there are probably other farming subsidies that just are not worth it. What do you think Flow State is up to? I think Process is just doing his IRL stream. What are the Vegan Gains doing? What the fuck?
To him, for sure. It's just that we don't set the bar too high.
That's not that interesting. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Okay. I don't think I linked this, but yeah, here I need all the Substack posts from my inbox. Paper that this article is talking about does not actually seem to control for anything at all, unless I'm missing something. Control? What do you mean? Did they estimate? I don't know if that paper estimates the cost for reduced income, or if they are just relying on other papers that estimate it. Do they estimate all that stuff themselves? They're literally just looking at the differences in earnings and incarcerate rates between people who grew up in poverty and people didn't. They don't try to find comparable groups of people at all. I could be missing something there. Okay. But they do try to estimate themselves. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look more into it. I haven't read the study or anything. I don't even have it I don't have it cited in anything. So. Like, generally, you try to find comparable groups of people. I would imagine they try to do that, but maybe they didn't. I don't know. Problem is, I'm not sure how you can find a comparable group. What do you mean? Economists do this all the time. You try to find groups of people who are most comparable. Like, I don't know, like you people who have relatively the same background, people who are like the same age, and then you I know when it comes to the impact of neighborhood deprivation on crime, some studies will examine siblings and look at average differences in behavior over time associated neighborhoods. Sure. I mean, you can't, obviously, it's a soft science. You're never going to be able to control for anything. Economists' whole thing is finding natural experiments and instrumental variables for when there isn't an actual control. I mean, yeah. Again, you're not going to be able to control everything, but I mean, I don't know. It could be a bad paper. But generally, they try to find comparable groups of people. They try to isolate variables as much as you can, but still experimenting with my newsletter. My original plan was to write most weekdays and take weekends off, but there's so much to write about. Yeah, he's never. Why did anyone think he would actually retire? So I will sometimes put up a relatively brief post on Saturday or Sunday when something in the news doesn't want to wait. And here's one of them. There are multiple reasons chaos monkeys are in the process of taking over the government, but one of the most important is that despite an economic record envied by much of the world, many Americans still believe that we have a bad economy. The past tense there is deliberate, more shortly. One of the main reasons, I would say, for Republicans' victory, who we call say chaos monkeys. Was because many Americans believed we had a bad economy. Despite a record. The rest of the world envied. And aside, there are economists out there arguing that inflation wasn't really transitory, even though the Fed's preferred measure from 7% from 2022 to 2.4 without a recession and mass unemployment that someone insisted were necessary. But because it's not all the way back to the arbitrary target rate of 2%, for God's sakes. Anyway, there's been a running debate over why Americans were giving the economy negative reviews. Yes, I'll just mention, I guess. So, for the most part, inflation was relatively transitory. It fell from 7% to 2.4%. 2022 to 2.4%. Without a recession or mass unemployment. Been a running debate over why Americans were giving the economy negative reviews. One side argued it was about perception rather than reality, that there was a vibe session. Carlet Scanlon's brilliant coinage. After all, wages for workers have significantly outpaced inflation since the era of the pandemic. There's been debate between economists over if Americans had negative views of the economy because of vibes. rather than, I don't know, rather than reality. Sounds a little harsh. Oh, here, what's the explanation? Or because the data was missing important ways in which Americans' economic position had worsened. For example, interest rates, car loans aren't included in CPI. And of course, there are many families in America struggling to meet ends meet, but that has always been true. I mean, almost 22 million workers were laid off in 2019, which most people remember as a good year, and not all of them landed on their feet. The Vibes Guys, a group of people that includes your truly, pointed out a lot of evidence suggesting that while Americans had negative views of the economy, they had a much more positive view of their own financial situation. So I'll add this. Data shows that wages outpace inflation since the pandemic. I'll do this. Americans also rated their own financial situations well, despite a negative view of the macroeconomy. For the paper on economic cost of poverty, you need to actually go into the papers they use for the source of causal estimates. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I was asking. I don't know if they estimate. I don't know if they estimate those themselves or if they rely on other papers, but it's from papers in the AER. They use reasonable causal methods from the 90s, back before people were always weak instruments, so it could be bad. I don't know. Okay. Much more positively than the nation as a whole. You could see this, for example, in the Federal Reserve Survey of Economic Well-being of U.S. households. As evidenced in. You can see it even more clearly in a Wall Street Journal survey. And a Wall Street Journal survey. Awesome. You could summarize public opinion as I'm doing okay. The people I know or see around me are doing okay, but I hear really bad things are happening somewhere out there. One sticking point for the vibe story, however, has been that, well, many people have generally told pollsters they're doing okay. Many surveys, notably the Vulnerable Michigan Consumer Survey, have showed at least a plurality of Americans say they were worse off than 5 years ago. Now, I've always had my suspicions about these results. Are people answering this answering this question reliable narrators? Obviously, people who have gotten much richer or much poorer over the last 5 years know it, but if you don't fall into those categories, do you really know, without looking it up, how much money you made in 2019? You know that prices have risen, but have you kept a diary that lets you compare that price increase with the wage increase you've also probably experienced? I don't want to go through the papers. Insufficient autism based, that's understandable. Don't worry. like if I'm not gonna that was just a paper I remembered seeing somewhere, and I'm not like citing it for anything, so I don't rely on it necessarily having a good methodology. I was just yeah, and I'd have to do a deep dive one day in order to know how high the cost in reality actually are. Okay, notably. Has shown at least a broad Americans say they are worse off than 5 years ago. Question is if they are reporting that accurately. So I was curious to see what the post-election Michigan surveys say. We know there's a strong partisan effect on overall consumer sentiment. Supporters of both parties feel better about the economy when their party's in power. Republicans swing much more strongly than Democrats. Does the same effect apply to people's assessment of their own financial condition? Oh, yes, it does. The economy now isn't significantly different than what it was just before the election. Economic conditions were fairly stable in late 2019. Yet suddenly a plurality of responders in Michigan survey say they're better off than they were 5 years ago. I guess it's the economic vibe, stupid. It's a partisan effect on consumer sentiment. But Republicans swing much more strongly than Democrats. Let's see. First, post election survey reveals plurality response to the Michigan survey say that they're better off than they were 5 years ago. What are the checks and balances of power of Elon Musk? The question we'll be asking over the next year or more. The U.S. political system was designed by its founders to have a system of checks and balances so that no individual or institution would have absolute power. But that system was designed with only government leaders and government institutions in mind. Although founders did worry about private institutions controlling the government, this wasn't their prime focus, and they ultimately ended up declining to put institutions in place specifically to guard against economic power. James Madison believed, for example, the federal system of the U.S. government was protection enough against small cabals of wealthy oligarchs. In recent decades, especially in the wake of the Supreme Court Citizens United decisions, many have voiced worries that the U.S. has become an oligarchy where wealthy individuals are capable of buying election influence either by campaign contributions, lobbying, or other means. These concerns come largely from the progressive left, who often claim the U.S. has become an oligarchy, but many on the right also worry about the influence of George Soros and other progressive billionaires. But the research backing up oligarchy claim was very patchy and weak. In fact, political scientists found that the U.S. tends to align pretty closely with the interests of the middle class. I'm assuming this is his... Yeah, I've read this before. And popular concern was vague and diffuse. Americans will tell you their economic system unfairly favors the powerful interests, but that can mean anything, and most Americans are not concerned about the wealth of billionaires. And yet, in the past week, we have witnessed the spectacle of a single rich man making a critical decision about the United States government policy in real time. In order for the U.S. federal government to spend money, it has to pass appropriations bills. There are always big fights over these bills, so sometimes they pass a continuing resolution to keep spending going. If the CR doesn't pass, the government shuts down, and its employees, including the people in the U.S. military, stop getting paychecks. Over the past decades, there's been a lot of instances in which this process becomes an avenue for political brinkmanship, with the party in power threatening to refuse to pass a bill and shut down the government, or worse, even hit the debt ceiling that stops the government from borrowing money. What was different about the latest CR was the personal influence of Elon Musk, President Trump's most important donor and political ally, and the owner of one of America's major social media networks. Musk launched an all-out attack on the resolution. Musk, who spent more than $250 million getting Trump elected, posted about his opposition to the original spending deal well over 100 times over the past 2 days, which with threats to fund primary challenges to anyone who voted against the plan, which was 6 weeks in the making. Any member of the House or Senate who votes for this outrageous spending bill and deserves to be voted out in 2 years must post it on Wednesday afternoon on X. Later that day, Trump himself came out against it, making it clear the bill was done. What's interesting about this is that everyone seems to agree that it was Musk, not Trump, who torpedoed the CR. Fox News reports some House Republicans are privately fuming after Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy got involved in congressional talks about government funding. A second GOP lawmaker said if Elon Musk and Vivek are freelancing and shooting off the hip without coordination with President-elect Trump, they're getting dangerously close to undermining the actual 47th President of the United States. Overheated rhetoric is common, so we shouldn't take it as gospel, and it's also worth noting that Musk approved of a modified CR, but one that was torpedoed by conservatives in Congress. Also, Musk's threat to primary anyone in Congress who voted against the proposal of Matt Gaetz wasn't powerful enough to keep Gaetz from withdrawing. So Musk isn't actually the all-powerful emperor, as he's depicted in a header image of this post, at least not yet. But it's undeniable that Musk has power that goes far beyond that of any normal super-rich political influencer. He's not just the owner of X, but his poster-in-chief who manipulates the platform's algorithm to show everyone his own tweets first and foremost. He is also the owner of SpaceX, upon which the U.S. government depends for pretty much this entire space program, and he's more or less the leader of a right-wing faction in the tech industry that has become a key Republican constituency over the last election. Musk, therefore, has many enormously powerful levers to pull or to personally influence the policies of the United States. He can and frequently does threaten a primary. Any Republican who strays from his personal desires, he can whip up instant right-wing mobs and X can attack any Republican who doesn't toe his line. He can and does dump hundreds of millions into elections. He could probably use SpaceX's government contracts as leverage as well if he chooses. And with Donald Trump, the oldest president ever elected, now clearly in his twilight years, Elon's vigor and activity level often allows him to act as the president's stand-in. This isn't just a supposition on my part. It's clear to both foreign and domestic leaders where power lies in the incoming U.S. regime. House Speaker Mike Johnson called up both Trump and Musk to try to get a CR passed, and Musk now regularly accompanies Trump in his meetings with foreign heads of state. After watching Musk kill the continuing resolution, the American public as a whole is now waking up to this reality. What does it mean for a country to have so much government power concentrated in the hands of a single unelected private individual? It's hard to say. There are potentially some historical precedents here. William Randolph Hearst's control of print media terrified politicians over a century ago. Mark Hanna had a great deal of influence in the McKinley administration. Various industrial age tycoons wielded a lot of influence in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Rupert Murdoch created Fox News, but Musk's clout may have eclipsed them all. X is a new kind of media, Trump is a different kind of president, and so on. Many people I know in the tech industry are cheering Elon's power. But I think for a lot of regular Americans, it's scary because they won't be able to trust Elon to do the right thing in the same way lots of people in tech do. To see this, let's do a thought exercise. What if Elon were evil? Imagining evil Elon. I don't know. It seems pretty... what do you mean, what if? What do you mean? In a post back in October, I wrote that Americans' future could hinge on whether Elon Musk decides to play superhero or supervillain. Musk's friends and confidants expect the former. They probably know him as the reasonable guy, a Reaganite conservative who is driven to the center right by the excesses of wokeness, who loves free speech, free enterprise, and small government, and a reasonable fiscal monetary policy, and peace between nations, who wants to bring a human civilization to Mars and accelerate tech progress and so on. Let's call this version of Elon real Elon. But it's possible to imagine another version of Elon who exits the preferred imaginations of its detractors. Let us call this evil Elon. Regular people observing Elon's actions in a public sphere can't always tell the difference between real Elon and this fantasy supervillain. Whereas real Elon opposed the CR because of their concerns over government spending and legislative complexity, evil Elon opposed it because it contained national security provisions that would have nixed some of Tesla's planned investment in China. Want to keep a resident CR, Musk was killed, would have restricted high-tech investment in China. His own plan for China data set had developed. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Cynics note that the shorter replacement CR, which Elon supported, would have actually spent more money than the CR Elon killed. The main difference being that the replacement CR didn't contain restrictions on U.S. investment in China. It's kind of odd that Elon Musk got mounted a bill for spending too much money, and then demanded they take out a PM reform to reduce government spending, a bill covering investments to China at no fiscal cost, some money for children's cancer research. Crazy. In fact, real Elon loves capitalism and individual freedoms. Evil Elon real Elon is consistent and dedicated ally of the Chinese Communist Party. When real Elon calls for Taiwan to become a special administrative zone of China, he does it because he wants to avoid World War III. Evil Elon does it because he likes authoritarian rule and because Chinese Communist Party has paid him off. On Ukraine, similar, real Elon just wants to end a conflict and stop more Ukrainians from dying. After all, Russia is powerful and determined enough that they'll almost certainly be able to hold on to a piece of Ukraine at the end of the war. Why not just trade land for peace and be done with it? But evil Elon wants Putin to triumph because he sympathizes with authoritarian rulers in general. No one knows what Elon and Putin talked about during their frequent conversations in 2022. But believers in evil Elon suspect they are conspired to bring about a Russian victory to the war. And he goes on a call of Zelensky too, right? Kill me. When former U.S. Army officer Alex Vindman accused Elon of being used by Putin, real Elon accused Vindman of treason and threatened him with the appropriate penalty because hey, we all get mad at social media and like to punch back at people who attack us. But evil Elon did it because Vindman was onto something. When real Elon declared his support for the German far-right party AfD, it was because he saw Germany spinning into industrial decline and suffering from an immigration policy that failed to exclude violent criminals. But evil Elon did it because he likes that the AfD is vividly pro-Putin and pro-CCP. In fact, believers in evil Elon suspected his support for the AfD might not be also due to the whiff of Nazi apologia and anti-Semitism that some hang around some of the party's candidates. Real Elon is a stand-up guy. When he agreed with a tweet about Jewish communities pushing anti-Washington hatred, he publicly acknowledged declaring it the worst tweet he's ever done and declaring himself a philo-Semite. When real Elon accidentally endorsed a Tucker Carlson interview for Hitler apologists, he quickly deleted the endorsement once he realized what it actually contained. But believers in evil Elon thinks these are just a kind of public relations move that a supervillain would do to cover his tracks. They fear that the massive waves of anti-Semitism has swamped X since Elon took over as a result of intentional boosting, rather than simply inevitable of the more lenient policies combined with the reaction to the Gaza war. They do not buy real Elon's protest that others' platforms have even more anti-Semitism. And so on. Essentially, evil Elon is somewhat a cartoonish supervillain who wants to set himself up as the ruler of one of the three great dictatorships, ruling the world with a iron fist alongside his allies Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, a new Mennonite system to enshrine right-wing values and crack down on wokeness and the progressivism. And how do I pronounce this? Minorities all around the world. Must on his friends host his philo-Semitism arc. Do people actually say philo-Semitism? I've never heard people say that before. Dude, this is the... Oh my god. I am a philo-Semite. Dude, you guys see? Netanyahu is probably not going to be able to go to the 80th Memorial Auschwitz because of his fucking arrest warrant. Poland arrest warrant. Yeah, Netanyahu will be arrested if he comes to Auschwitz Polish Memorial. Polish government confirms. He's probably not going to be able to go here. He can send someone else. It's only him and Yoav Galan or whatever. Like, can he just send someone else? The education minister Yoav Kish will be the only Israeli government representative at the anniversary. The irony of the very laws that the Nazis caused being applicable to the Jewish leadership is kind of fucking hilarious. Real. Okay, I'm done thinking for the war, brother. I will ban so many more people next year. No sweat. I appreciate it, Kyle. Kyle, you listen. You're the only real mod, okay? So I'll give you 10 cents when YouTube pays me out. By the way, YouTube needs to send me the fucking the verification number. I don't YouTube sends it in the mail. It's supposed to take They said 2 to 3 weeks, which is absurd because it's literally just a piece of mail. It should only take like it should take like fucking 3 days or whatever. But it still hasn't gotten here. And I told them to resend it, and hopefully it gets here soon, so I can get my payout. Okay, as long as I get it before the RTX 50 series comes out. Okay, that's what we need. I need the 5070, bro. They're gonna release it for $800, and I already don't have that. And then it's gonna be scalped for $1,200. No way I could buy a Twix and go if I go to Serbia. I can't wait. Let's go. It's gonna. I don't know. I'm assuming it's gonna be $800, right? I'm assuming. The leaks about like how much memory it has or whatever, but. $5,000 series 800, you're crazy. That the MSRP for 570, is it not going to be like $800? It's not actually going to be that much because they're immediately going to scalp it. But shouldn't that be roughly what the MSRP is? What they say it's going to be, and it's actually 50% more? That's my expectation. I could be wrong there. I don't know. Because isn't that technically what the MSRP for the like 4070 is or whatever? Wouldn't like a better CPU help? I mean, yeah, but don't need that. But I mean, why would I spend $400 on a better CPU when I could spend $800 on an awesome graphics card and play Fortnite with a bottlenecked CPU? I don't think I'll actually end up getting a 5070, but that's the motivation. Okay, that's what when I'm editing late at night. Okay, the thing I'm dreaming of in my mind is I'm gonna upload this video and it's gonna get 200 views, and I'm gonna be able to get a 5070. I'm gonna be able to get a 50. Okay, that's what's going through my head, okay? I might, after the 5070 comes out, buy like a used 4070. Because I feel like 4070 MSRP was 600. Yeah, see? Is it actually going to... I don't think expecting the 5070 to be $800 MSRP is that unrealistic. Now, I don't think it's actually going to be that much because I think there's going to be shortages again, and it's going to be scalped immediately. But, you know, it's fine. Stay blissful, man. I will. Okay? Listen, I will do not... Listen, I was told there was demand for the OnlyFans. We'll do Nonfon's OnlyFans. Nonfon OnlyFans. I don't even know if I would call it. I don't want you guys seeing the OnlyFans. I would call it something else. I would call it... I don't know what I would call it. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I would call it. I'm going to call it, I need a RTX 5070. Just for fun, I had Grok draw this new metric system, and the result is pretty great, so I feel like I have to post it. But anyway, the point here is that when normal America looks at Elon and his words and deeds, they can't be 100% certain that he's not evil Elon. A few progressives will be very convinced that he actually is evil, and I think most people will simply wonder and be uneasy. Evil Elon will continue to exist in a sort of quantum superposition with real Elon in their minds, a Schrodinger oligarch who will probably turn out to have been a good guy all along, but might ultimately have turned out to be very bad from day one. And that will scare them. In fact, all powerful people have the same property. Even some of the people who voted for them didn't entirely trust Bill Clinton, George Bush, Barack Obama, and so on. Powerful people are simply inherently untrustworthy because the consequences of misplacing your trust in them are so grave. But for most of modern American history, there have been checks and balances on these leaders, meaning that if they did turn out to be bad, there'd be plenty of institutions and opponents in place to limit the damage. So who or what can check Elon's power? I said in the beginning of this post, one of the weaknesses of the U.S. political system is that there are few institutions in place to check the power of private actors. This is why some people worry about the U.S. becoming an oligarchy, especially in the years after Citizens United. Up until now, I believe those worries have been misplaced. Rich activists like Koch, Soros, and Murdoch have, of course, been influential, but the powers are limited to some degree, and they cancel each other out. But in the age of X, SpaceX, and Trump, we may be looking at a different situation. Not only has technology evolved, but Musk is a singular figure. He has already proven himself to be one person who can build successful new high-tech manufacturing companies in the U.S. He ultimately might prove himself to be the one person who can translate a vast fortune and corporate empire into effective dominance in U.S. politics. So who or what can balance out Elon's power? Congress appears prostrate because his online onslaughts and his primary threats. Trump might have fired and denounced him back in 2017, as he did Steve Bannon. But Trump seems long gone. This Trump is enfeebled by age, bedeviled by lawsuits, and abandoned by many of his old allies. Democrats are still dealing with the collapse of 2010 era's progressivism, and in a few days, they will control 0 branches of the federal government. It's possible that a bunch of super rich people will unite to balance out Musk. The thought of needing oligarchs to stop other oligarchs is not particularly appealing, but it might be better than the alternative. So far, even super rich people have held rivalries with Musk in the past, seem inclined to bend the knee, and live the best they can under the new regime. Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump. Oh, damn. We don't have woke Jeff Bezos anymore. Woke Jeff Bezos has fallen. What about the press? Traditional media, newspapers, TV, and radio have declined steeply, replaced by social media. Musk owns one of the major news platforms, and the second one, TikTok, is effectively controlled by the CCP. Meanwhile, more progressive media outlets still seem in a state of paralysis over conflicts. Their activist staffers, and subscribers over Gaza, trans issues, and general election-related recriminations. TikTok is not spreading Chinese propaganda. The U.S. says it's a real risk. What's the truth? I used to not be an anti-Swedish bank, but the 20-fold increase in the use of the word institution since AGR1 radicalized me. Institutions. I just need to make good institutions. I just need to make good. No, I'm good. I just need to make institutions good. Ultimately, of course, power resides with the American people. Musk's power comes from his ownership of capital, but the way he exercises it is a fundamentally democratic one. If he's able to primary congressional Republicans, it's because primary challengers are able to win votes, and if he's able to start a rage mob in X, it's because people like what he says. This means that if enough people get tired of Musk's attempt to influence American politics, he'll lose his influence. X is somewhat influential, but even Musk's algorithmic change is not a mind control device, and it's not actually that widely used. Musk is America's most talented entrepreneur and the richest man, but even the greatest of men is powerless if he's rejected by the masses. This week's fracas over the CR is only going to win Musk a lot of fans. The American people have never liked shut down brinkmanship. If Elon pulls a few more such stunts, the first year of Trump's second term could come to be defined by widespread backlash against his overreach. Crazy. Swedish bank prize. Well, I would, yeah. I just need to make good. I just need to make institutions good. I just need to. Ultimately, the states initially said it would arrest NIO. However, several now reserve this either partially or completely. France said it would fully comply with the arrest warrants. But following negotiations for ceasefire in Lebanon, France then said Netanyahu would be protected by diplomatic immunity. France initially said it would fully comply. Other EU states have confirmed they would arrest Netanyahu regardless of diplomatic immunity, including Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, Ireland, Lithuania, and Slovenia. Unsurprising. What does it mean 11 off limits? Including 11 names that do not meet Hamas's criteria for deals. What are Hamas's criteria? Oh, only releases sick, the elderly, and children. Okay. It's a real photo. I don't know why Isaac's so upset about it. I mean, it's real. It's not like I photoshopped it. He did. I mean, I'm not lying when I say it's a real photo. Oh, you know what? If we want to keep reading about deficit reduction, I didn't read this when it came out. But American veterans now receive absurdly generous benefits. Based. Norma's rising disability payments may complicate debt reduction efforts. Donald Trump delights in projecting strength, meaning he loves American armed forces. During his first term, the president-elect signed legislation to spend more on defense before proclaiming that he had accomplished the military. On a campaign trail, he doubled down, vowing further increases in defense spending and promising to tackle a recruitment shortfall. Yet he wants to cut government waste and has hired Elon Musk to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. When it comes to the Department of Veteran Affairs, these two instincts may be in tension. The department budget has surged over the past 2 decades, rising from $86 billion in today's dollars, and the equivalent of 2.6% of federal budget in 2000, to $336 billion, 5% of today's budget this year. It now receives almost 3 times as much as the Department of Transportation. Remarkably, this boom has occurred despite nearly 1/3 decline in the veteran population, which has fallen from 26 million to 18 million. Annual spending per veteran as a consequence has risen 6-fold. Yeah, so back from smoke and looked further into the paper, and they did try to control for some factors, but in an absurd way. But see how? Okay. Wait, are they? I still don't know, because I got conflicting things from Cat Tricks. Are they? Is the paper estimating like the reduced income effects themselves, or are they relying on other papers for the effects of reduced income and then just combining them and trying to get a total cost of the child poverty? When it comes to crime, for example, to calculate the total difference in crime between those who grew up in poverty and those who didn't, multiply the final result by 4 having an account for the fact that they estimate crime to have a heritability of 40%. Okay. Wait, can you answer my question? I don't know. Are they doing all these estimates themselves, or are they relying on other papers that do the estimates of like the reduced income from poverty, and then they're just combining the papers of the reduced estimates from poverty and the reduced income from poverty and the increase in crime from poverty? This paper is aggregating estimates from other papers. That's what you're saying, but then Shengang is contradicting that, right? This is saying because the environmental variance accounting for variance in criminal propensity does mean that 100% of variance is attributable specifically to poverty? You mean doesn't? Doesn't mean? Environmental variance accounting for variance in criminal propensity does mean that 100% of that variance is attributable to poverty. I don't know what you're trying to say. Mr. Musk is zeroing out on discretionary spending, which includes programs such as the Departments of Medical Services, but the main driver of spending surge is mandatory outlays for disability compensation between 2000 and 2024. Such payments ballooned from $26 billion in today's prices to $159 billion. Last year alone, saw a 17% jump. And the department's latest budget request forecasts that the compensation will soar to $185 billion over the next 2 years. The current system was introduced during the First World War. It provides tax-free monthly payments. They're doing it themselves, but okay. So one of you guys is lying. They're using a similar methodology to the 2008 payment. Okay, I don't care to check right now. I'm not relying on that paper for anything, but One of us is wrong, I guess. Yeah. The current system was introduced during the First World War. It provides tax-free monthly payments to soldiers who are injured or sick owing to their service. From 1960, roughly 9% of veterans qualify for payments, typically for ailments such as hearing loss or burns. The department assigns a rating from 0 to 100% based on severity of disabilities. In 2000, the average rating was 30%. Monthly payments average the equivalent of $975 a day. Few qualify for top tier. The modern program bears a little resemblance. I doubt anybody's deliberately lying. Well, I didn't. I mean, lying does imply deliberately, but I'm joking when I say like lying, but modern program bears a little resemblance to the original form. This year, 6 million veterans, or a third of the total, qualify for payments with an average monthly benefit of $2,200. Now, veterans may file claims for an unlimited number of disabilities and appeal against decisions as often as they wish. The average rating has climbed above 60%, and 1 in 4 disabled veterans now receive the once rare 100% rating. Social designation ensures a generous $4,000 monthly payment for life with no conditions attached. Starting at the age of 25, a former soldier could earn well over $2 million in present value terms. Why has this happened? From 2001, the department began to broaden its list of presumptive conditions, where officials automatically assume that the problem is service-related, to include ailments such as type 2 diabetes, allowing any veteran with the disease to qualify for compensation. The reasoning for such expansion is not always robust. For instance, the department funded studies found only limited evidence linking herbicide exposure in Vietnam to type 2 diabetes. In 2022, Joe Biden's PACT Act expanded eligibility further with illness such as asthma and chronic rhinitis gaining approval, as some soldiers have picked up the condition from burn pits in Afghanistan and Iraq. I might have the wrong paper. Okay, I'm talking about the one I had to Google for earlier is this one. I don't know if you guys are both using this one. Okay, I ended over to paper, same name. I don't even know what Peter G. Foundation, or Peter G. Peterson Foundation. Strengthen Democracy Fiscal Internship Program. The cost of doing nothing about Social Security. 7 charts to show how the nation's fiscal outlook worsened. Doesn't look like an inherently untrustworthy institution, but Dark 100. Once in a payroll, veterans usually remain beneficiaries for life. The stigma around collecting payments has faded in recent decades. Online videos with tips on how to boost your disability ratings are widespread. It's common for veterans to start on a program at 50% disability rating for, say, sleep apnea linked to service stress, only to then add more disabilities and have their rating increase to 100% within a few years. It's a program and helps a lot of people deserve it, but getting on the program becomes an escalator to a higher disability ratings and compensation, says Mark Duggan at Stanford University. Once you qualify, you have an incentive not to get better. It's unclear if the spending is even benefiting veterans. Research by Mr. Duggan and co-authors find that disability compensation has reduced employment, with 1 in 5 recipients leaving the workforce after the change in 2001, as nearly as 2 million additional working-age men have gone on the roll since then. This implies 400,000 may have been discouraged from work. A study in 2022 by David Silver, then Princeton University, Jonathan Thang, and then of McMaster University, found that extra compensation had failed to boost veterans' mental and physical benefits. Indeed, suicide rates have increased relative to comparable non-veterans. To rein in cost and focus the department's mission, policymakers could take page from the Congressional Budget Office recommendations. The nonpartisan scorekeeper advises narrowing eligibility for disability compensation to veterans in severe service-connected conditions, lowering benefits for some veterans, and introducing a means test. Reducing payments to former soldiers will never be popular, but it would be wise. Americans' veteran obsession has gone too far. And a paper's methodology is based on 2008 Holzer et al. Paper. Okay. Where's the actual? This isn't the fucking paper. This is. Oh, is this even a paper, or is this? Oh my god, I looked at the earnings portion of the night Holzer paper because there's 2018 paper that could describe the methodology. And here it says that they use the same one in the paper and they have the exact same thing. With regards to the crime control, and link to the paper I linked to. Wait, can you describe what you're talking about the crime thing? I don't know if you meant a typo or if I'm just too dumb to understand it. You're saying I understand like the crime is somewhat heritable, so they adjust for heritability, but you didn't like that because why exactly? Look, it says high levels of child poverty can pose a substantial economic cost to the United States. A 2018 study by, this is what I'm looking at, this one, yeah. Measure the economic cost of child poverty by quantifying the cost of lower economic productivity, high healthcare costs, crime and associated. That's where to link it. Yeah, no, I'm on it, yeah. But even this cites a ton of other papers. Process has been extensively documented, captured through cumulative inequality. Demonstrated children growing up in poverty are often exposed to inferior education, in turn results in inferior skills and abilities. I didn't like that because they're assuming that their variable of childhood poverty counts for 100% of the variance that it attributes to environmental variance. Okay, that's a completely unjustified assumption. Okay. Well, I mean, like, well, sure, I can understand, I guess. Yeah, using a methodology also. So what's the issue with the Holzer one for the earnings reducing? The same exact thing? That doesn't. What do you mean? This is a Holzer paper. I don't like. What? Explain what you mean. Same exact thing. Are they? I don't know. These are different. They're different. What are they multiplying by? Like, what's the what the heritability? What's the heritability? That they assign to income or whatever. Explain. The degree to which the observed association between groups in disadvantaged families and later life outcomes has been inherited. I mean, the control that they use is simply taking the difference between earnings and those that grew in poverty versus those that didn't, and then they reduce it so it would account for the heritability component of variance in trade. That seems relatively reasonable to me. Obviously, again, it's economics. It's a soft science. You're never going to be able to control for every variable, but like you take advantage of natural experiments as much as you can. You try to find comparable groups as long as they try to find comparable groups of people. But again, for the figure they generate to equate to degree to childhood poverty is therefore assumed that. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I'm assuming that when you say what other variables should they take into account for? They really don't do any of. They don't try to find any. They don't try to do anything else to find comparable groups of people. I'd imagine they just for inheritance, and then what? They don't try to they don't try to. I guess what cities versus rural areas. They don't try to like track groups of people. in both cities and rural areas, or like. Our estimate represents the average likelihood of lower earnings, participants in crime, lost earnings at opportunity cost. In addition to considering lost earnings, we focus on childhood poverty, poor health. Simple regressions in which adult earnings averaged over several years are regressed on the prevalence of poverty growing. So they're doing a regression. They're not just, I'm assuming they have more than one variable for that, right? Like, alternatively, some studies generate broader estimates of international mobility, where sons, daughters, earnings. What's up, Royal? Hold on, simple regression. I'm assuming this should give you more than just that. I don't think if they're doing a regression, they're not just assuming that that poverty accounts for 100% of the variance, right? Because doesn't the regression imply that you're trying to figure out how much of the variance is explained by your variable? That's my understanding of regression, right? Am I wrong on that? They aren't predicting the value y given the value of x. So I'm assuming there'd be an r squared, right? And it would explain how much of the variance is explained. So it wouldn't be, it's not like they're assuming 100% of it is explained. I'm assuming somewhere in here there's an r squared, which represents how much of the variance is explained by the childhood poverty. I don't know. They don't have a graph or anything. Calculate the aggregate effects of childhood poverty and the earnings of adults. We use average intergenerational elasticity estimate of 0.5 and estimate the family income of 0.8 log points, which represents the difference between the average for 4 families, which poverty line. This implies a reduction of 0.59 log points in the earnings of those who grow in poverty to the median household, since median adult earnings were about 30,000, reduction of 0.59 log points. They reference certain other studies which seem to have different controls, for example, the effect of income tax credits. But wait, am I misunderstanding when they say if they do a regression, they're trying to examine how much of the variance is explained by their variable? Is that understanding correct, or am I wrong in that? My understanding is that if they're doing a regression, they're basically trying to examine how much of the variance in income can be explained by child poverty, versus just assuming that 100% of the variance in income that's inheritable is explained by child poverty. That's my understanding, but I could be wrong on that. I don't know. You know more than me, so. I don't know why the fuck my family's so loud upstairs. Goddamn. Okay, I need to get. I got the one fucking video of the Nonfon Awards. I could probably make a. I'm not gonna upload a reaction to that. I could maybe do that one or that one, or maybe. Oh, how long is this?
When I
hour 2 minutes.
came and started working on Channel 10, 50.
Yeah, we'll do this. And then that can be at least in one upload I get out. So, or at least 2, I guess. Okay, should be good. I think I do actually. Wait, hold on. I think I have a video coming out tomorrow regardless because I scheduled it. I'm on the grind. I gotta be on the grind, guys. Oh, there's a Mel panel happening in 30 minutes. So we'll watch this video, and then if they're doing something interesting in that panel, I will check it out. But we'll see. Okay. Bubby wanted me to watch this. Oh, wait, shoot. I don't want to. Can someone donate $5? I can take the dress off for the reaction video. The people who donate aren't to put it on aren't even here anymore. They're not gonna know. They're not gonna care. Listen, I've worn it for like 2 hours or whatever. If I'm doing my reaction video that goes on YouTube, I feel like I can take it off. If they're not here to yell at me, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Ah. Okay, where's my jacket? I didn't even take it all the way off. I'll just keep it on my waist. Okay, might be better to take it all the way off. Okay. Oops. This Muslim Israeli woman is the future of the Middle East. Free press in Israel. I was told this is like one of those, like, you know, like centrist news outlets that are like actually pretty right leaning. But I was told this interview at least is good, so I'm interested. I'm curious.
Years ago, one of the anchors there told me, "Wow, Lucy, you are Arab, you are Muslim, you are a woman, you are coming from the periphery of Israel. It's like all the don't do in one person. It's like the only thing that is left is that you will be a lesbian, and that's it. It's like you will break every glass ceiling."
Lucy Arish is one of the most prominent television broadcasters in Israel. Then again, it's Israel. It's a small country, and there aren't a ton of famous broadcasters. The thing that makes Lucy stand out is that she is the first Arab Muslim news presenter on mainstream Hebrew language Israeli television. Born and raised in a small Jewish town in Israel's Negev desert as one of the only Arab Muslim families, Lucy often says that she sees herself as sitting on a fence. By that, she doesn't mean that she's unwilling to take a side. As you'll see, she is a woman of strong convictions and moral backbone. What she means is that she has a unique vantage point through which to view the divisions in Israeli society, the complexity of the country's national identity, and the Middle East more generally. That complexity was put on display in 2018 when Lucy's marriage to Jewish Israeli actor and Fauda star Sachi Halevi sparked tremendous backlash from the country's religious far right. Lucy's long been a vocal critic of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Cool.
In 2020, immediately following her participation in an online rally protesting Bibi's handling of the coronavirus pandemic, state-run broadcaster Khan fired Lucy from her role. The network chalked up her firing to pandemic-related cutbacks. But Lucy's also been equally critical of her fellow Israeli Arabs, particularly of Arab violence and of Arab leadership that she says condones it. A Muslim and a Zionist, an Arab and an Israeli. In short, Lucy Arish is an iconoclast. I sat down recently with Lucy in Tel Aviv. We talked about the massacre of October 7th and its impact on the country and on her family. Her husband put on his uniform and headed to the south within hours of hearing the news. We also talked about the challenges she faced growing up as the only Muslim Arab kid in a traditional Jewish village. We talked about the terrorist attack that she survived in Gaza, and about the hope that she has for her Muslim Jewish son and the future of the country that she calls home.
You're Arab Israeli. Many people would probably think of that as an oxymoron, that have never sat where we're sitting right now. But in that you represent 20% of the Israeli population who's Israeli Arab.
I don't know if I represent like 20% because a lot of people will tell you, well, she doesn't represent us.
And you're
a lot of
they say
Israel,
you're
yes. You know, I don't pretend to represent anyone. I represent myself because I have a unique story. I haven't lived in an Arab town or an Arab village. Basically, my parents moved to Dimona, which is a very small town in the south of Israel. So basically, I lived in a Jewish town. You can say semi-traditional Jewish town.
And when you say traditional, for an American listener, viewer, what does that mean, traditional?
It means that it's small, it's in the periphery of Israel. It's more, let's say, masorti, we say in Hebrew, which is
I actually hate these papers. The whole
secular.
cost measurement analysis methodology in both papers is ad hoc
right-wing.
combinations,
I
estimates from
lived
other papers in
above
questionable
the Likud
ways.
Center
Awesome.
in Dimona. If you're talking about oxymorons. And yeah, it's been quite a ride, like to grow up as the only Arab family living in Dimona, being the only Arab student in school, Muslim student in the 90s, where Israel knew the worst terror attacks in its history before October 7th. And it wasn't easy, but it is my home. Like Dimona will always be my home. My parents are still living there. And I grew up in a Jewish traditional atmosphere. I celebrated Jewish holidays next to my Arab Muslim holidays. Being Israeli, Jewish, Arab, like Jewish, living in a Jewish culture or education.
I don't know if I'll be able to find this. You know what's funny too? That the Human Rights Watch apartheid report. I think one of the first things they mention is they go over the whatever discrimination exists inside of Israel proper for the Arab Israeli citizens, and they're I think they literally describe all the Arab Israeli citizens as Palestinians, and stuff that belongs to the Twitter thread or Substack post, not academic articles. Fire! I love modern academia, bro. When if you actually survey them, I think most. Depends on the survey. I think most Arab Israelis don't even identify as Palestinian. They are just Arab Israelis. They're just identify more of Arabs than the Palestinians in particular.
It was it's something that was totally connected to my life. I didn't choose it. It's like my parents' decision. But for me, I'm not only honored, but I got a gift, and the gift was the fact that I lived with Jewish people all my life. And yes, I experienced racism, and yes, I was bullied in school, especially after terror attacks. But most of the times, it was, for me, it's the best time in my life, because it's my home.
But I haven't heard of the second one. Do you expect me to notice shit? This is not real. Is it this? Did you mean this? Nomadic Arabic people who traditionally live in deserts.
Every child is going through some tough times.
Sand people.
So you have fat child, and you have the child with the glasses, and you have the kid with, braces on his teeth, and I was the Arab Muslim girl. And
what were the kind of, I mean, you've said it wasn't easy. You've said before that terrible things were said to you. Give us a sense of, the kind of things that were said, and then when you would go back and presumably tell your parents about it, how would they respond?
I remember that, I think that the most difficult times were after a terror attack. The morning of a terror attack was like the mornings that I didn't want to go to school. And I remember every morning saying to my parents, I don't want to go to school because I knew what I'm going to go through that day. And the day after a terror attack, you usually are not only sad, but you're angry. You have a lot of feelings of revenge. And you need revenge because you cannot understand or digest or accept the fact that there's someone who's putting, going on a bus and exploding himself in front of innocent people and killing innocent people, men, women, children. You cannot digest it, you cannot accept it, not even in the name of occupation. So I remember every morning, it was almost twice a week, I think, once a week back then. And I remember that mornings where I told my mom and dad, I don't want to go to school. And my mom and dad would tell me, my dad would take me in the car and put me in front of the school gate. And he will tell me, you will get out right now from the car and you will face your friends and you will face reality, because if you won't be able to face reality now, you won't be able to face it in the future.
Oh.
And I would get in.
What would they say to you? Would they say, you're a terrorist?
So they will see me, and then I will see all my friends, saying, death to Arabs. We need to kill all the Palestinians. Filthy Arabs. And then they will look at me and they will tell me, well, Lucy, we don't mean you. You and your family are okay, but the rest of the Palestinians, the Arabs, we need to kill them, we need to murder them all. And I can understand that. But, I try to understand that. But I was bullied. And I would get back to school, get back from school and get back home. And I would cry my eyes out. And my father will tell me, if I will ever hear you say to somebody who called you filthy Arab or filthy Muslim, that you called him filthy Jew, I never in my life raise my hand and hit you, but I will do that. If I will hear you saying to someone filthy Jew, you will never go down to this level.
Like violence, begets more violence. And if there's one original cause, it's not true to violence never accomplishes anything, but I think it accomplishes less than people think.
We live in a culture of grievances where people sort of hoard their victimhood. You have said many times in many interviews that you don't think of yourself as a victim.
No, I'm not.
Most people would hear these stories and be like, this is the ultimate victim. Listen to what she's describing. Why don't you think of yourself that way?
Because I'm not a victim, and I'm not willing to be a victim of racism. I am not a victim of a racist government. I'm not a victim of at a certain time, when the prime minister is going and saying on elections in 2015 that the Arabs are going on buses to vote, and this is a danger to the rule of the right. This is a danger to Israel. Me being
goddamn, I didn't know they did that. What the fuck?
I am not, a visitor in the state of Israel. I'm a citizen of the state of Israel. The state of Israel at 1948 decided that it's giving citizenship to the 150,000 Arabs that were living here. Once you decided that you're giving me.
Wasn't it 1967, I thought it was 1967, Israel, Arab voting rights or whatever. Am I making this up? I thought they only got full rights or whatever post 67. After the Six-Day War resulted in ongoing occupation, Israel annexed East Jerusalem and Golan Heights, thereby granting citizenship eligibility to the two territories. I don't even think they got citizenship for a while. I thought it was 67, not 48, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
The citizenship of this state. You need to treat me like anyone else. I'm not your slave. You're not doing me any favor. It's not that, it's so complicated what is happening here, because the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is directly affecting the Israeli-Arab relationship.
Well, it's strengthening it. I mean, there was a poll before the war asking Israeli Arabs if they felt a part of Israel. I think 48% said yes, and then post-war, same poll, it's something like 75, 77%. You think that's representative?
I think that it's representative because for the first time,
Israel only granted Arabs citizenship on the premise that Israeli Jews remain the ethnic and cultural majority. Well, that's true, but sure.
But
I don't even know. I don't even think they got. I could be wrong. I don't even think they got full citizenship until 67. But I could be wrong.
7th proved that we share the same destiny here. Arabs and Jews who are living in Israel, citizens of the state of Israel, share the same destiny. And you had the living proof for it. a living proof provided by Hamas, terrorists, when they got in and they filmed themselves killing and murdering and raping and burning innocent people, that they caught a guy from Jerusalem, East Jerusalem. He's telling them, I'm from Jerusalem, I'm from East Jerusalem. And they told him, oh, you're cooperating with Israel. And they killed him. They just shot him to death. So it got nothing to do with, if I will say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, they will save me. No. They will spare my life. No, it doesn't work like that.
Growing up as little Lucy in Dimona, the only Arab in your class, did you have any sense of what you wanted to be when you grew up?
An actress.
Okay, so you got, I guess, the next best lane, which is being a television journalist.
Television, journalist. I knew that I have a totally different story. I knew that I'm living in Dimona. I'm a Muslim from a Muslim family. I went through a terror attack in the first Intifada when I was 5.5 years old in the Gaza Strip on a Saturday morning.
Tell me about that. Because right now the idea of an
Yeah, wait, Maya, that's what I'm talking about. Wait, Maya, can you link something for that? My understanding is that they weren't allowed to vote or do that shit until after 67, but I could be wrong. But
Israeli citizen going anywhere near Gaza, well, obviously right now, but since 2005 would have been unthinkable. Back then it was a totally different situation.
It was a totally different situation. We used to go to the Gaza Strip to do some shopping there, buy groceries and shop and eat fish.
It could be catch rate. I don't know. I don't remember at this point.
A lot of Israelis getting into the Gaza Strip. And I remember it was Saturday morning. And my uncle and his wife came to visit us with their 2 children. They came to visit us. And my uncle said to my dad, what do you think? Let's take a trip to the Gaza Strip. And my father told him, well, listen, I understand it was 1987. It was the beginning of the Intifada, the first Intifada. Really the beginning. And my father told him, well, I understood that the security situation is not that good. Let's postpone it. And to make a long story short, we decided that we're hitting the road. It was me, my mom, my dad, my uncle, his wife, and one of his children. I always say that a lot of people are in one car have this tendency, Arabs, to squeeze in the cars. It's like another one is coming out of the car, and it's like grandma's in the bagage. And the word karma, where everything shows you that you are not supposed to be in that place that day. So we went to the grocery shop, and the grocery shop was closed. And then we went to the beach, and the guy that sold my mom fish was sick that day. And then we took a trip to Nasser Street, where there was a shop there, and Bambino. It was a clothes shop for children clothes and like some perfumes and stuff. And we just parked the car, and the owner of the shop was just about to leave and to close the shop. And my father's telling him, what's going on? Everything is closed. Nobody's on the streets. And he told my father, well, the security situation lately is not that good. And the young people here are talking about Intifada. But you know what? You made it all the way from Dimona. I will open the shop for you. And I remember every time that I got there, I would ask my mom for one thing. I would ask my mom, I want red nail polish. And she would tell me, red, yes. And she would tell me no, because it's aib in Arabic. It's not respectful to put a red nail polish for a small girl. And I would try my luck, and I tried my luck again. And I asked her again, Mom, can I have red nail polish? And without even thinking, she told me, you know what, just take it. So I grabbed it and put it in a small brown bag, and I went outside. So
since 1967, Arabs were granted the right to vote in Israel. I would also say since 1950, Israel passed a law allowing Arabs to vote in Israel as long as they had one Jewish parent.
We sat down, and just when we were about to leave, the owner of the shop just got close and said to my dad, just do me a favor, until you're leaving Gaza, just make sure that your windows are closed. My dad is looking at him and telling him, what are you talking about? Well, he told my dad is we are really white. My dad is blonde.
I'll trust you.
I don't know. He told him, you look Jewish. He told him, because my father is blonde with blue eyes. My uncle also is with green eyes. His wife is with blue eyes. So we didn't look like typical Arabs. So my father looked at him and told him, what do you, well, put the Quran, put a newspaper in Arabic on the dashboard so people will know that you're an Arab. And my father told him, what? No, you need to understand, you have a yellow license plate. People might confuse you with being Jewish. And my father looked at him and he told him, Khali Allah, leave it to that. And we hit the road and we just were, I think it was in one of the main streets there, Salahuddin, if I'm not mistaken. And we hit the road, we hit traffic, so the car stopped. And it was a hot, Saturday morning, so my father opened the window. And everybody were, laughing and joking in the car, and I was sitting right next to the window. And I started looking outside, and I saw this figure coming towards the car. He was really tall, he was thin, he had some scars on his face. He had
I don't know what would have run
on his neck
for office
written on it, Allah.
Since we're Arab members of the First Knesset in 1949.
And something about him just fascinated me. And I couldn't take my eyes off him.
You're 5 years old?
Yeah, 5.5 years old. It was just before I went to the first grade. I remember watching him, but I saw something in his hand, so I was a little bit scared. So I started scrolling down my seat, and I was looking like that, and I was watching him getting closer and closer to the car. And my mom is watching me going like that, and she told me, Lucy, sit straight. And I didn't even look at her. I just continued watching outside the window, looking at him, getting closer and closer to the car. And my mom again, Lucy, sit straight. And the third time that my mom, it got he like really like was next to the car. He looked me straight in the eyes. And the third time that my mom said,
Hebrew and Arabic is the official language. Moving English is the official language.
there was a huge explosion in the car. Like the next thing that I remember was my face hitting the ground. I was trying to lift myself up. I looked at one side, I saw my mom crying. I looked at the other side, I saw my uncle's wife screaming to death. And I looked up.
But did they win any seats? No.
And I saw my cousin going into flames and my father's trying to put down the fire. And at that moment,
But there
I
might
said
be,
to
I
myself,
don't know if other
where is my
setup
red nail
parties have
polish?
Arabs in them.
I was trying to disconnect myself from this, from everything that I saw, from the screaming of my father, help us. We are Arabs like you, help us. Nobody reached out. Nobody helped us. Everybody were watching it like it's a really bad action movie. I think it was after 20 minutes that there was like some army forces got in and took us out. My cousin went through a lot of surgeries. And for a long time, I hated Palestinians.
Okay, thanks, Catrix.
And I said it out loud. I hate Palestinians. You need to kill them. You need to murder them all. And I remember at a certain point, my extended family heard me saying it. And they said to my dad, well, she hates us. She hates herself. She hates who she is. She hates who we are. And my father, my very, very clever, wise dad, told them, well, she will grow up. She will understand that life is a little bit more complicated than she thinks. And he was right. He was right. Life were much more complicated. And it's not black and white. This is why it was important for me on October 7th to speak out. Because it was personal. And I saw the evil.
Did you give PPG Nonfon
Paris
award?
sides.
No, Manar
saw
won.
it.
He was nominated for best Nonfon op, but Manar, the people voted and they chose Manar.
And looking directly into my eyes before even, like when he saw a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and he saw a pair of parents sitting in a car, and he knew that he's going to burn them alive. He knew, and he did it without even thinking. So this evil that we saw on October 7th, it's not something new.
He won the award for
It's
best
not,
streamer, best
you know,
debater,
just
and best Mexican.
happened on October 7th.
Oh, I should have, if only.
It was there.
Did he do his own, I don't think he does his own award things, right? I saw there are a few other streamers who did them, but I don't think Bimmy does them. Bimmy should do them.
Now, there are a lot of things that got in throughout the years, but it was there.
You first came on my radar when you became the first Arab-Israeli Muslim broadcaster in the country. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, who is that woman? That's really interesting. And then you sort of exploded, at least in certain circles in the US, when you got married to, well, why don't you tell me?
To Zahi Halevi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that marriage and tell me about why that caused such a stir in this country and maybe the distinction between the public response to it and the response of your family, which I'm curious about too.
Wow, the response of my family. Well, we were really, really worried about the
I
response
should
of
lick a sticker
our
and then
families.
watch a PPG
It wasn't
award
only
show.
mine.
What do you mean it'd be awesome?
It was our families. Zahi is also divorced with with a teenager back then. Now he's 20 years old. And
Actually, you know, who would he give the? When I guess there's people who come in the chat pretty often, right? Didn't he? But he had a falling out with Turbo, right? Does he even? Like he? No offense, most of PPG's awards would just be like best person to react to. You know how fucked he is recently, right? No, I don't know. No.
we're worried about, we know where we live. It's not that common that there is an Arab Muslim woman marrying a Jewish guy. And when they are both very well known, it's a high profile relationship. So for a long time, we decided that we were keeping it secret. It was secret for around 4.5 years.
It's an odd thing to have a closeted straight relationship in the mid 2010s.
And I will tell you that, first of all, it's a small country, so to keep it like, it's a small country, small, small media, and yet we were able to save it like for 4.5 years.
PPG pissed someone off, a huge vendetta, and they posted all this info online and made a website dedicated to what? Like, what did he say? Harassing him? What do you mean? Like, is it a, it's not like a docs or anything, is it? Like, can I go to the website? Is it just like funny clips of him, or is it just like
that? When
is it something
when we got
worse
married,
than that?
It was like the media knew, all the journalists knew, and we always got like phone calls saying, "Oh, we know about your relationships." And I tried to explain to them, to tell them, listen, this is not a normal relationship. There's a teenager in the midst of it. Our families, they don't know. It's like it was a secret.
Awesome.
It was a huge blast in Israel because it was a secret until the day of the wedding. Like
It's a full docs, all this info
listed
listed there every night in case people coming into his stream with his first name and last name and address and the, oh, awesome.
It's going for
I
an
know his
explosion.
first name.
At least let me control the explosion.
Wait, he can't get it. Shouldn't he be able to get that shut down? Shouldn't there be someone who can contact you about that? Like,
but at least when it will explode, I want it to be a very clear fact.
I guess they'll
We
probably
are
just make
married.
another one, but
It's not that we will get married in 1 month or 2 weeks, and then I will have to answer a million questions about the relationship and have discussions on TV and
his
radio
first name
whether
is political.
there should be this relationship is a suitable relationship for politicians or people living in Israel. No, I want when we will like announce our marriage, it will be a fact. A fact in the face of all the people who have something to say about this marriage.
What did people say? So
what they did.
So just to be clear, we're talking
see how
about
bad
a,
it was just said I wash my
Jewish
hands of his
Israeli.
community. Does he what is PPG's community? Who's in PPG's community anymore? I mean, the Turbo left, right? Turbo's gone. Not gonna involve whatever feud he started. He told me him and Turbo had a falling out. I don't even know what does PPG do on stream anymore. Anarch. Well, like I know half of you guys watch the stream too, I guess, but I mean. Yeah, Maida, you're in my community now, which has all the same members of PPG's community.
Actor who's in the show Fauda, most
Yeah,
famously.
yes, and he was an ex-military officer in an elite unit.
This boring and no one
undercover
cares.
elite
Thank you,
unit.
The Onion.
So like actually Fauda in real
Yeah,
life.
and his father was a veteran of the Mossad. So it was like, I felt like, you know, if you would have asked me, like, 20 years, you will marry a Jewish man who is an undercover officer in an elite unit and his father is working in the Mossad, I will tell you, come on, it's just like really, this is a non-realistic movie. And yet, this is my reality. But you know, all these titles that people are giving, he's like this and he's like that and his father is like this. I fell in love with Tzachi. I fell in love with a man.
Oops, and then I'm going to close that one.
Just like really, this is a non-realistic movie.
They were saying a few days ago on a stream, somebody posted PPG's information on Kiwi Farms, but I couldn't find a thread on it. Oh, of course they're on Kiwi Farms, Yang Yang.
And yet,
Him and
this
Salty
is
had a
my
falling out.
reality.
What
But
a
you
fallout
know,
between
all
him and
these
Turbo as a
titles
result
that
of this. Because the Turbo.
People are giving, he's like this
was the
and
only
he's
one
like
who
that
was
and
on
his
the
father is
show. Oh,
like
cool.
this. I fell in love with Tzachi.
Damn, I'm glad I'm. glad he's banned on Twitch. You know, glad we didn't glad we moved on to Hippy Dippy instead of sticking with PPG.
I fell in love with a man. I'm always saying that if I was right now living in the
You went
United
on there
States,
for like
I would
that.
be
Sure,
an
Shang
issue.
Gang. Sure.
Really. I will be a persona that is really not interesting. A regular, totally regular story. And it was funny for me that people like, it opened the Knesset the morning after, like the Knesset meeting, the parliament.
All right, you're right, The Onion. I don't care. Okay. Then we read that already. Okay, I gotta at least add these. I've been there before, like when the Keffel stuff kicked off, because I need someone who knew Keffel's IRL, so I took an intro. Yeah, sure. Been there before, you say now. Suspicious. What happened to Keffels? Keffels has had a number of things happen. I don't really know much about any of them. They basically went after Destiny, Streamer's Hero, real. Keffals deserves no respect to humanization. What did Keffals do, localist? I don't know. Keffals always very long and very stupid. I know there's like multiple like hours long videos on Keffals for like every like weird thing like she's been involved in. Oops. Hold on, I just wanna check something real quick. Okay, okay. That's comparable to me. Okay. Okay, cool. Minus 200 subs. Okay, I'm beating her there. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, this is about what I have, I think. It's down a bit recently because I didn't upload for a little bit. The new shit has not gotten views yet because I just uploaded it. It'll take a little bit to... Okay, I'm at 11K. Goddamn. Okay. Almost, almost. Sandra Hall wants to dox and kill me, I guess. Okay. Glad that's this is the most recent video. Uploaded 4 months ago, though.
Things, and that's the end of it, right? Because most people are not part.
Okay. Are they talking about anything interesting? No, did Glenn donate to her? Why won't Glenn donate to me?
So, should we play some of these clips?
I'm banned from Kevin's chat.
Really looking forward
and they're
to
cringe
some of
fake
them.
woman. That's reason. Wait, you don't think she deserves any respect just because she's trans? That's the reason?
Timestamps for me. The very first time we did a sample, stream. That was the very first time. How have you found the year?
And because he's banned, right?
It's been a roller coaster, but a good one.
You think it's
Really
been a good
one?
Well, are you banned from her chat because you went in there and called her a fake woman or whatever? People ban me all the time. They hate honesty. Okay. Probably. Okay, then I don't know. So the reason is so the reason is because she's trans. She only banned her, or because she only banned you because you called her a fake woman or whatever. I'm banned from Discord too. It's systemic. Oh, the Discord too. That kind of makes sense. I mean, like a lot of people just have a lot of people have ways to ban everyone from like every platform at once, but. I don't really understand how people like Destiny anymore. I enjoy Destiny's content. Trans is not inclusive to anyone who doesn't buy into their worldview. Real. They will bite. After 2020, I get it, but he's really fallen. What do you mean falling off? I don't know. Isaac, this is a real. I don't know if Isaac's watching. It's a real picture of him. I don't know. I don't know what you're upset about. That's a real picture. I didn't edit it. I don't see what there is to be upset about. Since the tape's low. And also, like, I mean, I don't know what is falling out. Like, he's debated Ben Shapiro now, Jordan Peterson, and like, although he goes on Piers more and more often, he's numbers wise in terms of big debates, I think he's only. If you do proportional measurements, it's 3.5 inches. By the way, what for Keffels or for Isaac or for? I don't care if people are anything, let alone trans. Well, Localist does. Localist doesn't think you deserve respect if you're trans. For the Isaac Pecker. There's no way. This is not 3.5 inches. Nonfon was the guy that leaked it. I'm saying it. Yeah, I was the one. I hacked him. I hacked into his. There, he sent them to me in the DMs. Okay. It is measured from pelvic bone. You can't see his pelvic bone. In terms of exposure, he's gotten bigger, but I think in terms of quality content, I feel like he's fallen off. I don't feel like that's. What if I get this? This is real. This is a real picture of Isaac. He was doing a subathon, okay, and he fell asleep and he got a boner while he was sleeping, and this is real, and this happened. And everyone should go to the video where this happened and comment on it. Haha! I can't believe you got a boner while you were doing a subathon. Hold on, let me find the. Oh, hey, look, my video comes up first.
I'm not a politician.
I don't know if we. I don't know. When I had to find it to take the screenshot. Actually, I don't even need a timestamp. LMAO. Can't believe you got a real boner. Was the Pythagorean thing? Like, I concluded it is 5.3525 inches. Okay. There's no, I mean, yeah, Pythagorean theorem. It's mob rules, don't worry. Trans need to realize they can't just force everyone to redefine what a woman is and pretend. Well, I think usually their position is they're not redefining what a woman is, but and play pretend to cater to them. Real. Lucas, do you think gender? I feel like we've had this conversation a little bit before. Do you think gender dysphoria exists at all, or? I forgot a way to better lay this out. Also. It's a pretty clear redefinition whether or not you support it, right? I don't think so. I think typically when people refer to gender, they've essentially always been referring to like it's some set of characteristic. I think people have basically always been using a set characteristic definition. I don't think people have. I actually had to take gender studies. Woke Mida. It makes my brain hurt when people say shit they don't understand. Wait, Maida, who's correct? Me or everyone else? Okay, this is a binary. Only two options. Let me make clear, I'm not president-elect of the United States, not Elon Musk, not anyone else. I know the media, the fake news, and even some of you keep saying things like Elon's really running show, but let me tell you, it's my vision, my leadership, my America, and I'll admit Elon was helpful in the campaign, he done a lot of money, huge something, I appreciate it, I really did, but lately it seems like he's forgotten one thing, I'm the guy in charge, not him. Sure, he's great at rockets, cars, wait, this is not real. This is not real, right? The onion is correct. Both of you are technically wrong. I am right, and you are inaccurate. And I took gender studies 2. You only took gender studies 1. I took gender studies 2. There's people with gender dysphoria who are actually trans. Okay, and then there's transgenders who self-identify as trans but aren't. I pity the real trans. Dislike the existence of, well, I don't like, I mean, to the extent that I think transgenders exist, I don't like them either, but I don't know. Like, it sounds like you hate all trans people. I did only take gender studies 1 because I dropped out. Okay. What the fuck? Alright. I'm going to work on a blog post now, not on stream, because fuck you guys. You can be what you want, but you can't make others think the same. Well, I don't think trans people all think that you can make others think the same way. I think usually most trans people just want like some level of like basic. Like, I can't make you not say the N-word at black people, but it doesn't really like change that like it's not typically polite to like yell the N-word at black people. I don't need to be enrolled in my job on time as soon as I approved enrollment, I dropped out because it wasn't required for our okay. If we had 4 genders, wouldn't that eliminate all problems alone? True. I just don't, I think, listen, I don't talk to many trans people, but I feel like most trans people don't, like, they just want, like, some baseline level of respect out of people. I don't think they, usually, I don't think they're like acting with malice to try to compel you to think a certain way. I think they just like want like a baseline level of respect. I have like 2 trans friends in IRL and 10 online, and do they try to compel people to think a certain way? Basically, man, woman, males who are not men, and females who are not women. Real. A lot of them malicious and bite. Okay, well, I'm gonna work on a blog post and go on a walk. You guys can head over to Gibbs. I love streaming. I'm streaming tomorrow. I enjoyed the Nonfon Awards. I gotta go edit the Nonfon Awards videos too. Not really, but my trans friends IRL are so horribly racist. These people sound based. Fucking horribly racist trans people. This guy, or guy or woman. Oh no, you can't me. Oh no. So